We're live. I didn't count down. I must have scared soon by saying all right, but we're here. We're here with the winners final of ISS 5, and we're here to watch SSS versus OK Do Buddy Strikers soon. How's this matchup looking?
Well, if we want to look back at the first day of finale, these two were the teams, and I think SSS went completely undefeated, just showcasing their strength with a variety in their roster. But okay, do buddy strikers, they have a few big names on their team as well. Great synergy, and heading into night market with a prime time start, I think it's all going to be about how we're going to manage these cooldowns in quick and effective bursts to get these barriers down, just like okay do buddy strikers has done.
Yeah, it's a prime time start, and we're seeing a lot of primaries flying out. Most notably on Asianator playing the Kazan goalie, right? That character has so much uptime with prime time, and we're going to see a lot of defense here as Eddicam just murders Lexar, and Suplex is like, yeah, okay, well, you could have that goal. Primaries it backwards. But that point was crazy. Eddicam just made that Mako disappear.
Yeah, something about Asher and then winning again, right? Just got the ball in a favorable position, and Lexar unfortunately had to go and walk into a worse position to deal with it. Paid for it, unfortunately, and that's just how it goes whenever you get the ball in the corner like that.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot more pressure on Lexar here. If Asianator can hook it away just like that from Suplex, this Rasmus-Kazan matchup is looking a little suspect, right? Especially when Asianator just has more buttons to counter the single hits of Suplex.
Yeah, this Kazan working the midfield beautifully. Asianator stepping up into the play. That's the power of the Kazan extended hitbox on strike. Nice dribbling play from Asianator as well, and a better pass. Just trying to keep this ball upfield, but unfortunately can't control it forever. One barrier will be lost as Edekim tries to step into the play here. Bot corner, and a nice cover from Caramount as Social Fox is staggered with flip. Could be a big pick here, but looks like Social Fox is going to live. Two flips to work with here. Suplex! There we go. Barriers equalized. It's overtime. One flip to work with. Lexar finds it clear, but Caramel gets it with Barrage. Social Fox has to flip, and that's a beautiful pass to Suplex with a beautiful touch top side. Unfortunately, the crooked leverage just not long enough quite yet.
Yeah, that was an amazing angle to send it around the world. It was so close too, right? Like if that had been slightly different, Asianator would have been able to reach that with the backwards primary. And now this game's looking a lot more even. Okay, Do Buddy Strikers on the blue side. They're looking pretty stable though with their game plan. If Asianator can stay alert with all these crooked leverages, it's going to be really difficult for Error Rasmus to get past that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And oh my god. Difficult indeed. A bit of a miscommunication on the side of SSS. The presence of Asianator on this midfield line is just, it can't be understated. It's offering so much forward pressure, so much control. All three members of SSS, they're really trying to play back, and they're honestly playing off of Asianator's mistakes, like you were saying, to try and get any sort of plays going. And Edicam, unfortunately, for SSS, doing it all himself, almost getting that second barrier, all three members having to stuff it. Suplex not able to win his fight in the midfield against Asianator. He's passing plays, trying to get it to the forward, and there goes Social Fox. Power play now for OK Do Buddy Strikers. Down goes that second barrier. Asianator trying to get a pass up to Caramel. Suplex with the core now. Nice whiplash, but that crooked leverage. There's the ult. There's another primary. Asianator, second midfield, holding it down, but the defense of SSS will stay strong.
Yeah. Suplex and Social Fox trying to find this barrier early, and the crossfire of the Bewitching Beam and the primary will do it. Asianator there covers all the space in the world. Strike Wars it, pops it up, gets it away from the goal box as Eddicam runs forward, and Asianator so confident in the Strike Wars, winning every single one against Suplex. The pass splitter perfectly set up, but Lexar gets it out of there in time. Caramel now with time to move, but a dangerously high core speed situation here. If Suplex can get their hands on it, flip available in the corner, flip burn from Asianator, but covering the goal with the top spin. Eddicam gets in there as well, and what a point from OK Do Buddy Strikers.
That was so beautifully played by Asianator. Most goalies there would have sent the topspin right at Erasmus, not realizing that it would still lose. Kudos to Asianator. Just just the foresight to get that play going to be rewarded with peak performance here. Just more speed to help him control that midfield even better.
Yeah, and that Monumentalist, though, is interesting, right? Quick Strikes plus Monumentalist on the side of SSS might salvage their composition a little bit. I think people have started to notice, but this comp is a little weird, right? Like, Rasmus era Mako? Like, that sounds like an incredibly fraudulent composition when you look at it from, like, a pure scoring end.
Yeah, it's almost like they tried to go for the Kitten comp and then forgot the Kitten that they were boosting and switched it out with Rasmus. I don't think he necessarily cares for all that, and Suplex does not care for Asianator's life. Pendulum swing, getting that kill off, and a beautiful Death's Touch, hooking it back, finding that micro angle suplex. That point was his time to shine.
Yeah, those kind of situations, though, it kind of feels like SSS need to create miracles. And so far, they are keeping up in terms of pace. And those NATOs are going to be a huge X factor in taking a member out, creating a power play, and having their comp be more advantageous in the speed situation. But as long as all three members of OK Do Buddy Striker stay on the map and stay stable, they're going to have a much more reliable time playing the video game. I think that SSS can focus on damage here, and they might be able to succeed, especially when Eddie Cam is really low right now and has no evades.
Yeah, Edicam out of the play, and that just buys enough time for Suplex and Social Fox getting that second barrier down. Flip's getting missed here, but SSS, they'll take all the chaos they can get. Social Fox playing with fire, just barely able to stay alive here. Edicam trying to strike here and gets punished with that Monunator. We were talking about that X Factor, and there it is. Power play now for SSS. Beautiful Giga and Lexar can't intercept it. Power play going Arise. Asianator unfortunately can't hold it down long enough. Caster cursing that power play just a bit, but SSS, they get it done.
Yeah, and they have plenty of energy to work with as well, right? A flip on Suplex, a flip on Social Fox. They're going to have to rush forward here, use their initial speed, and put on the pressure, especially when Caramelt has not looked warmed up on defense, I think. Asianator, of course, trying their best. Caramelt as well in the midfield, but a lot of the panic strikes in the corner have been a little bit scary there, and Suplex just pounces on that one. Flip available, but hook body blocked, and Suplex doesn't get much out of the flip.
Yeah, Caramel looking a little bit withered here. That damage really flowing like you were talking about earlier. Now staggered here. It's going to be a little bit dangerous. And that is a beautiful setup from Suplex. A checkmate situation as Asianator just not in the right position to deal with that bounce. And SSS, they roar back. This Rasmus, though, this is not the sort of awakenings you want to see for him.
This draft in general is a little bit goofy, I gotta say, for the melee-oriented characters, so it will be a spark that is settled for here. Very, very disappointing, but the dash awakenings are here. They're both taken in this spot, which means that Mako is left without one, which kind of makes me think, well, maybe you leave Explosive Entrance because Hotshot on Asianator is going to make the uptime on the abilities with Prime Time even higher here. I think Asianator got away with murder in that draft.
Oh, absolutely. And with the fact that he's been stepping up into these plays, the cooldowns being refreshed like so, it's just going to make all the difference, it seems. Playing very well with his strike hitbox as well, but the game plan of SSS has not changed. Caramel looking bruised and battered once again. Still, it doesn't matter. They can't even get it past the midfield line. Pass Splitter applying some pressure, barrier beam, but it goes wide. This core is now in no man's land. Suplex gets the touch, but there's that extended hitbox from Asianator. So critical. Caramel trying to work that bottom corner. Unfortunately, can't hold on to it, and Suplex will equalize.
Dangerous spot now, though, as Suplex and Social Fox have so much speed to work with. They're rushing forward again as Suplex sets up a NATO, and Asianator almost goes down, barely getting away in time as Suplex dribbles on the bottom corner. Possession maintained, a flip available, and Caramel strikes early. Social Fox covers it, and that's a brilliant goal. And this comp is so fake, but they're doing everything right to trick OK Do Buddy Strikers into losing.
Yeah, whatever strength they have, that being speed and some slight damage, My god, they're using it to the fullest. And the defensive hold from Lexar, Social Fox, really important as well. Just constantly dealing with the pressure of OK Dubuddy strikers. I mean, here's another great hold from them. Getting it out of there. An Asianator tried to save one barrier, end up losing two. The classic, both barriers falling for OK Dubuddy strikers as they look to regroup here, trying to get it to Edicam with the flip. But Lexar uses his first, gets the clear with drum and bass. Topspin is a fake ability, and we're going around the world once more. A nice play. There's the dash. There's no flip needed to get that barrier gone. And all of a sudden, we have equalized, but not for long, as Suplex once again sets up a checkmate.
Suplex is looking so comfortable versus the Kazan goalie, and you see stuff like Asianator hooking and then getting punished for it. Suplex is punishing a lot of the Kazan instinctive reactions, right? Instead of doing a normal strike, you want to use the long strike in that direction to strike it early, or use the hook to pull it towards you. And Suplex is just like predicting all of that because, I don't know, I think Asianator is being a bit mind read right now.
Yeah, I mean, after the dominance of that first set, seeing things go in the complete opposite direction definitely has to do something for the mental of OK Dubuddy strikers, but they're still fighting, still going strong as they take the first barrier, still have all that pressure, and there's the flip from Edicam, finally getting that second barrier. Kudos to Lexar, though, for making him have to burn it in the first place. There's a flip from Caramel, that gets denied as well, and all of a sudden, SSS with the momentum, winning the strike war, trying to get something started, passing plays, looking very clean though from OK Dubuddy strikers. Unfortunately, unlike the points prior, they can't really get definitive offensive started until that ensnare drums went a little bit awry.
Another good spot for Suplex, this time defended by Asianator, but the NATO is perfect, covers the entire space that Asianator needed to cover. The second flip from Social Fox to the top corner, and the lead has well and truly vanished for OK Dubuddy strikers. SSS take another set.
Yeah, and SSS, I think a part of their reading the souls of OK Dubuddy strikers, their ability usage has been far more effective, I feel like, in getting these clears, getting the value that they need in the barriers. There's more speed on this era now, and Rasmus gets both actually hook characters get some size awakening. This is a pretty potent draft for both teams, it feels like.
Yeah, it's a pretty potent draft. The size, like you mentioned, is super important. My eyes are on that orb dancer, though. Caramel so far has been the weak link of OK Dubuddy strikers. Suplex has been winning basically every strike war versus Caramel, and these strike directions are a little bit scary. They kind of go right into SSS. Like, Caramel's got to lock in.
Unfortunately, it doesn't do it for long enough. Clear is found by SSS. Top spin being fake once again. We're going to send it bot side, and that's the missile prop difference from Lexar, keeping this offensive pressure alive as Suplex evades certain death. Edicam dribbling now, trying to be patient, but can't hold on to it. Social Fox running interference, and both these teams are just vying for possession in this corner like SSS has right now. The Monunado being set up, and that's all they needed to get that second barrier down.
Yeah, sometimes we see Eras just doing NATO. Forget about Era NATOs. That's a perfect combo. Lexar finishes off the KO. Yet another power play for the team of SSS, and they're looking to strike war in the corner. Good strike by Caramel, though. And Lexar strikes a little bit too early. The core slips right past, and it's a huge opportunity for OK Dubuddy strike wars, but they got to win the defensive situation first. Edicam gets in there, and Social Fox unable to help from the opposite end. It's going to be a big goal for OK Dubuddy strikers.
That's just what they need. The pendulum swinging back in their favor, momentum shifting. They're now starting to believe that they can get these goals done like they first did in that first set. Suplex, though, trying to keep all hope away from them. Swiftly takes one barrier, Edicam at half HP. And Suplex, again, there's the Monunado! And what little hope they had last point, gone, because that was a 15-second masterclass from SSS.
Yeah, that was really, really quick here from them. Social Fox with a flip still available. Suplex energy high as well. unless the offense can get kickstarted by OK Do Buddy Strikers. It's looking like more of the same in this set. The NATO coming in. Asianer's got to be careful there. And the top barrier not long for this world. Suplex maintains possession afterwards. Finds the strike. Finds the resets to the top side right between Caramel and Asianator. It's another lead. And they're on match point.
The handling from SSS has been absolutely insane, beating Kazan in these tight angles where you'd think the goalie would strive, but Edicam, there's some momentum shifting back in there. A pill on Social Fox, and I think Social Fox had no energy or a lot of it, one of the two. Asianator keeping the ball upfield, 2 flips to work with here as both barriers are down. Monunado is going to find its mark. Once more, Social Fox has been so deadly with these NATOs, making the difference. Power play reversed, but both bears still standing for OK Do Buddy Strikers. As I say, that one finally falls, but so does the power play, and OK Do Buddy Strikers will take that kill.
Yeah, and the prudent positioning from Social Fox's NATOs makes it really hard for OK Do Buddy Strikers to dodge danger there, but Suplex in the 1v1. We're looking for a Strike War win there. Flip available for Asian. You got to be careful. Sends to the other side and stop Suplex for a moment. But Suplex is right back at it here. And Social Fox is continuing to feed the core right back. Suplex with the Strike War win. NATO coming in. Caramel low. And Eddie Cam in another universe right now. As Suplex says, there's no stopping me. Wins the Strike War and closes out the first game.
Triple S. They are here to win. Absolute domination after regrouping past that first set. Played their strengths beautifully, won their matchups individually, and yet they also had star plays coming out from stray double barrier takes, stray Monunados. I mean, the ball manipulation to just force the players of OK Do Buddy Strikers into positions where they could get swept off by Arenado. I mean, that requires some premonition, some planning, and it just worked. And they did it perfectly. Triple S looking like they're going to win ISS finale if they keep this play up.
Yep. And let's take a quick peek at the draft and the map of this game so they aren't lost to time, since we did start immediately. Bang, boom, and we're headed to IME's app. I really thank these teams for an interesting map draft here, because app, that's interesting.
Yeah, app, I mean, notorious for being volatile with KOs. And we were seeing a lot of them flow from an ability you don't really expect it from in Social Fox's Arenado. They were playing to damage very well, SSS. It makes me think that they want to do that again. But again, this is OK Do Buddy Striker's pick on the map. Perhaps are a little bit more comfortable on app using that hole and continuing to maintain corner offense. Edicam was looking very, very strong when he was getting the core in the corner. With Pass Splitter, makes you wonder if they want to try and implement that same game plan again, because for that first set, I mean, it was completely unbeatable.
Yep, and we're heading into the next draft already. Of course, Julie Rasmus taken off the table, and SSS added a bit of an advantage with the Drakkar on that first pick on blue side. I'm really wondering what OK Do Buddy Strikers will pick in response here, because this is the IME Zap draft of all time. Missile Propulsion on Drakkar on first pick. Almost makes me feel like you should have banned Drakkar, even.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't have complained if I saw that. Juno and Atlas coming out here. I'm not quite sure if Juno is going to take Missile Prop. His ability range on that character is a little bit suspect with the ults, but Atlas makes great use of Missile Prop as well. It doesn't quite play to that sort of kill comp, stuff it in the corner idea, though, as we see a Dubu come out from OK Do Buddy Strikers instead. Hold on, Saya. Let me cook. It's Atlas midfield, Dubu forward. Juno goalie. I'm cooking. I'm cooking.
Are you?
I swear I'm cooking. I swear I'm cooking, bro. It's not fraudulent. It's not fraudulent. This Atlas will have presence. Uh, because whatchamacallit, he has missile prop, and then with the hole, it's the secondary into the primary. Bam, you're cooked. I swear, bro. I swear. Let me cook with this. This is not plat copium. This isn't.
Well, we'll have to see how it goes in the game itself. This is gonna be an interesting one. Okay, do Buddy Strikers need
Okay, I'm
to
a
win?
fraud.
Okay, well, you know.
Damn it.
Well, we're heading into this one, and I think the most interesting thing is whether Caramel and Eddie Cam can stay alive, right? They do have plenty of scoring potential, but the other side, they got two kill confirms. They got two very reliable kill confirmers, so this is going to be a very difficult survival game for OK Do Buddy Strikers.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have picked this map if they weren't familiar with the positioning required to make it work. And Edicam making it work in the corner, getting that first barrier down. Asianeer with the expanse finds the clear, and Lexar has all the space. Suplex, though, we were talking about kill confirms being on the side of SSS. That's health bar begs to differ. The Atlas pick is going to help that as well. And Edicam burns his entire kit, gets a kill. It's a power play now here for OK Do Buddy Strikers, and Edicam was in a beautiful position, just did not read the movement of the core. Asianator stepping up with the expanse, a nice flip from Lexar, and there is the goal, punishing Asianator's walk-up as well, and SSS, they hold on.
Yeah, it is looking quite good if they can clutch like that in a point where it kind of felt like OK Do Buddy Strikers knew the game plan, right? And Social Fox goes invisible, wins a strike war while invisible, and goes for a KO on Eddicam immediately. The coordinated pressure onto Eddicam is looking quite effective so far in this game. And whoa, shotgun flip. Oh, what a snipe on the other end. It's a 3v1, and Asianator does not like those odds. A pass to Social Fox to suplex up to the top side. Can't even flip that one. It's a clean goal.
My god, passing plays just so much more potent when you're down two members, not just one. The kills flowing once again for SSS. They can do it all. They can hold the core. They can kill the people. I mean, what more do you want? And how do you even respond? The slide's getting stuffed out as we're trying to reactivate corner offense. Beautiful weight from Suplex. Almost dies though. And Edicam's going to be a walking hunk of meat for like the next 15 seconds. In his own universe as Asianator, what a clear. And Edicam gets the job done. Still holding onto the core. A nice strike shot from Asianator, keeping offense alive. Gets beat out again with Lexar's own strike shot. Passing plays once more. What can the Dubu do? Down the midfield, Suplex finds a kill. It's a power play once again. Nice pass. Good confirmed. Edicam forced to fall back. And Expanse is going to buy some time, but not enough, as Suplex will break through the astral
projection. Astral projection. Astral projection.
Thank you.
Wahoo.
Thank you.
Well, that was a very, very quick set, and now we're on to the draft here, and my eyes are always on those Dash Awakenings for the Mako, right? Drakkar and Asher being even more mobile in this situation, but extra special is a fine take, of course, away from the Atlas, prevent the extra reses. You know, I think I would like the arrows a tiny bit better, but it does fall to Drakkar anyway.
Yeah, I mean, really solid pickup. Atlas taking ad rush here is so big brain. I wonder if it's small because I don't know if your floors can live with like the unstoppable pick. You really need that second cooldown. Of course, as I say that, Juno dies almost instantly. So there's a big proc that could have been prevented. Unfortunately, the barrier being taken wasn't, despite the Cosmic Expanse and the suit being committed, but Caramel, back with a vengeance, is going to equalize barriers here. We're going to try and keep the core forward as we regroup in the backfield, passing play being sniped by Drakkar. Social Fox trying to win a strike war in the midfield. We're playing patient with the core here, keeping it topside. Suplex able to dash, but unfortunately, with how open this map is right now, we're going to need that drum and bass to get any sort of momentum going, but that astral projection so strong at keeping these stubby forwards at bay.
Asianer now in a dangerous situation, flips it away. Caramel trying to get it forward, but Social Fox is working on a flip here. Suplex in position and keeping the core under control. Eddicam in a 1v1, gets the stun, and the Tofu Fortress completely denies the flip. It's brilliant, and we need more goals like that from OK Do Buddy Strikers.
Yep. The Dubu pick, once every 40 seconds, gets the time to shine. And my god, Eddicam shown. Beautiful goal, denying that flip, getting OK Do Buddy Strikers back on the board. And that's a crazy snare drums. Look at all that pressure that came off of it. And it's a power play plus a bear being taken from SSS. A complete reversal, no flip required, 17 seconds. All it takes for them to equalize.
It's just so fast when the SSS offense gets going. They have so many ways to confirm things, hits done. And on the other end, the setups and the general control are just a little bit lacking when it comes to the OK Do Buddy Strikers. And they don't have nearly as much mobility as SSS had last game.
Yeah, and they don't even have enough lives to spare either. Oh my god, I was just going to yap about Juno, and down goes Eddicam as well. Again, we're maintaining the flip with the passing plays. Asianator just completely strapped of both forwards and cooldowns. What can do?
Yeah, it's looking pretty unfortunate here. Caramel's got to find some way to core control. Asianator's got to somehow defend, and Eddicam has to somehow find the perfect Tofu Fortress every 40 seconds. It's not looking too good here. Suplex cashes out on the flip, and Social Fox looks to close the door on this set. Bring us to a final one, perhaps. It's a perfect Lexar snipe, bounces it right to Suplex's waiting arms. It's a brilliant goal yet again.
Yeah, I mean, this Mako has cross-map influence with missile prop, strike shot, plus extra special. These ensnare drums have been being used offensively because OK Do Buddy Strikers simply cannot find the clears, and there's even more damage on here with bulk up plus stinger. Makes me wonder what sort of out does OK Do Buddy Strikers have, because I'm going to tell you right now, Monu Atlas is not going to be enough.
Yeah, that is going to be quite the small impact compared to everything else going on in this game, especially when Suplex is larger, so much more coverage of those angles, and bigger hitboxes to KO with. There's not much upside here for OK Do Buddy Strikers. They've got to find a way to get consistent offense.
Yeah, there's all the space in the world for Caramel to work with that slime, but all three members rotating back for defense, just completely shattering any sort of setup that can be done with this Dubu and Juno. And I mean, both these characters do require setup. Meanwhile, Social Fox Suplex, they sort of left-click, right-click, and profit. But there's a nice setup from Eddicam with that Tofu Fortress passing plays. This is a great opportunity, but Drum and Bass gets the clear in the end. Pass Splitter is going to miss the core, but hit the goalie. Asianator able to rotate back just in time, though. But unfortunately, that's another primary off of Suplex, beating both strikes from Juno and Atlas, and that's the first goal for SSS.
Yeah, usually if you're the midfielder there, right, you usually want to just take the strike more early so your goalie can take the strike afterwards and win the situation. And I can't even start talking about goalie things before another KO is on the board. Suplex is full meter basically, and this point's looking already over.
Yeah, I mean, energy economy just not in the favor of OK Do Buddy Strikers, but a good kill from Caramel with the Slimes, holding on to possession even longer, finally gets it to Eddicam as well. The Slimes being MVP there, but the play does fall a little bit short. No barrier being taken, and even worse, we have to use Tofu Fortress on defense. Not what you want to do as Dubu forward. Asianator stepping up to the plate here, and a beautiful linger on Astral Projection. All of a sudden, Suplex is looking low as well. Burns the flip. Hold on a second. OK Do Buddy Strikers, they're having more and more things to work with here as they keep this core upfield. Caramel with absolutely no one to stop him topside, and we burn another flip as well. OK Do Buddy Strikers playing off the mistakes of SSS near perfectly, and this is the out that they were looking for.
Oh, but can they replicate it though? Because it's looking like a miracle. And miracles are, by definition, something that do not happen often. Whoa! Speaking of miracles, what a crazy bounce into Tofu Fortress, and the core blocks the Molten Bolt so Eddie Cam doesn't die. Two incredibly fortunate situations in a row for OK Buddy Strikers. This might be it.
Yeah, talking about miracles, and we see two of them happen in quick succession. Edicam now, even with a flip and a beautiful strike shot, but Edicam not quite quick enough, pulling the trigger on it. Cosmic Expanse giving him a second chance. No can do on that one, but here's the flip being committed, almost beating out all three members. A great defense there from SSS, coming through when they needed it most. Caramel with the core now jumping in, and that's some crazy hit stun off of Edicam roll, paving the way for the core forward. All of a sudden, OK Buddy Strikers, they're on match point for this set.
Yeah, they are going a little crazy right now here as Suplex also walks in trying to stop this breath of fresh air that OK Buddy Strikers have somehow found in the midst of all of this. The barrier goes down regardless. Eddie Cam pushing forward, and a great angle by Lexar to send it behind the barrier. Tofu Fortress unsuccessful this time as Eddie Cam looks to 2v1, but it's a dangerous situation, taking so much chip damage here, and Asianator's got to watch out in this open net situation.
Yeah, it's really dangerous here with the passing plays. Asianator burning the flip early, getting the guaranteed clear, activating this offense, and Edicam, he can't get it done with the roll. Devastating, but beautiful play from Lexar, and there goes Caramel once more. The flip is burned. Asianator's holding strong, though. 5 seconds left on the power play. We're trying to get it started again, but Edicam wins the strike war. This power play is killed. A flip was burned as well. That's about as good as it's going to get. If your OK Buddy Strikers are going top side now, the core's going red. It's going every which way. Lexar wants to get this ore, but you can in this situation. Finally does get it, though. Average goalie. Suplex looking to make something happen with the breakthrough. The roll stuns the core, and Edicam doesn't get the bounce, but Caramel has his back. He almost has his flip, this Dubu. It's very dangerous. They're keeping this core upfield. Asianator trying to set it right back up, but a nice pass splitter, a shotgun coming through. Edicam dribbles up top. He jukes them out. That's what they needed. OK Buddy Strikers on the board when every sign pointed to otherwise.
Yeah, great strike shots by Lexar throughout that point, but in the end, OK Buddy Strikers just kept persisting here, and now the game gets interesting, right? There are a lot more choices on the board. The twin drive for the Atlas most notably will allow him to hold past those stuffing brawlers a lot longer. Heavy impact denied by the Juno is crazy, but it does make sense if you think that Drakkar is that big of a problem, and Saga Swagger is going to be quite impactful for Eddie Cam here. Double defensive awakenings.
Yeah, this is a great draft, actually, from OK Buddy Strikers. Most notably, Lexar with the glass cannon. Actually, he's going to start hurting a little bit more, making the survivability and the damage deny with heavy impact all the more impactful. Asianator's been doing a great job holding it down, and that secondary is going to help him out even further. A nice clear top side keeps that barrier alive. Edicam gets thrown in jail, though. Can't do anything with that clear. Back and forth we are going as we're trying to get cornered offense started. Edicam wins it with the lob, wins it with the roll, and there's the Tofu Fortress. You can't do anything there. And all of a sudden, OK Buddy Strikers striking first, taking that first barrier down.
Yeah, dangerous spot now. Eddie Cam in a good position at the moment. Flip available for Lexar, though. And Asianator, oh, that was so risky. Really could have died there, but somehow the barrier still stands. Eddie Cam with the flip now. And once again, the Cosmic Expanse, so reliable. Flip available. The flip forced out from Lexar. Now Caramel just needs to find one pass. Almost goes down. Barely not pushed off the map as Eddie Cam is still looking. Oh.
Yeah, and he finds it. The core going red. You know, was almost thinking that this Juno would take a Deadeye to make core go red more often. Overtime will get you there anyway. and that's the core speed really paying dividends for OK Dubuddy Strikers. They're scrappy, they're fighting, and they're somehow making it work. Asianator holding it down once more, going top side, suplex burns the flip. Another huge blunder for SSS. Edicam now in a great spot here, but Social Fox goes invis, steals it away. Edicam steals his life though, and there's the Tofu Fortress. 2 flips, none needed. OK Dubuddy Strikers rising from the ashes.
Yeah, that early lead from SSS is gone. They're no longer running away with it. And in this fast-paced game, I think the OK Dubuddy Strikers are favored. They have the core speed. They have the Tofu Fortress X Factor to slow things down. They have the roll. And it's going to take a lot for Suplex and Social Fox to get past the Cosmic Expanse.
Yeah, but they are getting through. Edicam's hit health bar as he has to run all the way back, is going to not be staggered anymore thanks to Stagger Swagger and 2 orbs. A nice pass from Caramel, forcing the flip out from Lexar as well. A relatively neutral spot right now. They do find that clear, a bot side, but Edicam still holding on to both that and his life. Asianator going to reset the play here, keeps it top side. Social Fox almost dies. Bot side we go. Caramel running interference as Asianator gets put in jail. Doesn't matter though, we're finding clears every which way. Even the barrier beam wasn't enough, but a good old-fashioned strike will do the job, and SSS finally get that barrier.
Another strike war win by Social Fox, but the Slime says no, but Social Fox has the strike right back, and Eddie Cam looking for a KO. The evade gonna deny it for now with Suplex. This flip doesn't want to waste it, wants to score without it, but might be punished for that as the net opens up once more. Core speed insane in overtime, and Caramel has their hands on it. Good strike shot by Lexar, even better by Asianator to send it away. It's going back and forth. It's a projectile war right to Lexar again as the Cosmic Expanse is burned. Asianator now vulnerable for a moment, but Suplex not in a place to capitalize on that, and the speed from Caramel all the way from midfield sneaks right past everyone, including Lexar, who had flip available.
Garfield! But with a Dubu sitting on top of you, it's not so shrimple. Hotshot is going to be swiftly taken away, but 1-2 punch is right there. If Edicam doesn't take it, might opt for something, I don't know, like a Timeless Creator, just making that Tofu Fortress even stronger. And yeah, 1-2 punch being taken by this Juno. We're talking about X Factors. Juno's Slimes has always been one, and there it goes, becoming an even stronger X Factor.
Yeah, OK Dubuddy Strikers, all they need is one final push here. While on the side of SSS, they need to shift gears, they need to find a way where they can find a KO, damage, pressure, knockback, anything. And that primary was almost it from Lexar. The crossfire adding to the mental stack for Asianator, but the offense still staying stable for OK Dubuddy Strikers.
Yeah, all 3 members of OK Dubuddy Strikers locked in. This is their greatest chance yet, and both expanses, every resource actually being burned on the defense, but if it works, it works, and Edicam sneaks it through the middle. Social Fox is staggered, and the roll is perfect! OK Dubuddy Strikers with their first lead this game.
That was crazy. The offense was overwhelming in the corner, and Lexar struck way too late. This is how OK Dubuddy Strikers can win this game, keep it going. And Caramel? What?
I think in the Expanse killed, and Asianator lives Edicam, so the power play is going to hold the roll even better. Asianator wins the strike where there's the Expanse, everything committed and what a strike shots! Asianator is so locked in, except for that pass, which was pretty tragic. But still, my God, what a high play from OK Dubuddy Strikers, but SSS just ripping that right back from them, and they will equalize in points.
If that last clear wasn't right to the forwards of SSS, that would have been the Asianator, like, generational highlight reel. Real, actually. It's getting a little rough, though, because Suplex has found a way back in, found the offense after the Expanse, playing a little bit more delayed, and Caramel misses the strike, and Asianator wasn't covering, thought that Caramel had that space, and suddenly we're on match point again.
Okay, we were burning red hot, but now we need to cool down a little bit. Take a breather. It's in dire straits now. This is match point, set points, game points, series point. I don't know, every point possible for SSS. Need to re-lock in, find their center once more, and there we go, Edicam. Making miracles happen as he normally does. Gets that barrier down, but there's 2 flips to work with on the side of SSS. Edicam with the core, just going to dump it topside for now. Easy clear for Lexar. Gets right back to the midfield though. Can't find anything. All 3 members playing defense, they know that they need to close it out here. Otherwise, things are just going to get much, much worse for them in terms of mental, in terms of everything. Flip from Asianator trying to get things started. Denied a beautiful back clear though, finding it. Cosmic Expanse is good for now, but Social Fox just winning everything. There's no more options. Suplex finally gets that barrier and the Molten Bolt from Social Fox. Tragedy for OK Buddy Strikers, but a well-deserved win for SSS.
Yeah, they really just figured it out all in that last set. They locked back in after letting it slip for a bit while OK Buddy Strikers were finding their game plan. And those clutch moments are what you need to graduate from ISS and secure your spot in the grand finals on winner side.
Yeah, really strong showing from SSS. They have yet to drop a game yet this finale. And sorry, not drop a game. They haven't dropped a
game. They haven't dropped a game finale.
Oh, I'm confused. I'm talking about sets. They've dropped sets, not games. But they're still undefeated, and for good reason. A good showing from OK Buddy Strikers. They'll get knocked down to losers final, where they await $5 Footlong, who has moved on since Rude Awakening DQ'd. So when we come back, that game will be covered next, and both these teams, they might have to size max, get to deal with the mites, the Colossus. You see what I did there? That is SSS. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
Hello guys, we're back. That was a very quick break and we're already heading into games. So I'll show you the maps and I'll show you the draft and we're going to head right in soon. What do you think about this matchup?
$5 footlong. Trying to footlong it. Sorry, that was bad.
Yeah?
Asianator was the star of last set, in my opinion. Like, bro really held it down. He's on the Dubu now, and he's size maxing it. So this Dubu is going to be a Titan to deal with, especially with Caramel finding a Giga, first of all, but also because your forward duo is really weird in Drakkar era. And even though Emi Mimi's like era is like godlike, you kind of need a little bit, I don't know, a little bit something more stable to break this Dubu. Anyway, too much yap. OK Dubuddy Strikers, they've scored off that power play, made it look like light work. Yeah, that's my thoughts, Saya. W pass.
Yep, W pass. And when you said Titan, all I could think of was like Tofu Titan, haha. Like Dubu. But
yeah, like the theme.
But I think we're already seeing the power of team mobility here, right? Like we saw in the previous game, even if the comp itself looks a little fraudulent, like Drakkar. Okay, well, you know, I was gonna like call back to the Rasmus era Mako comp, but I think that Drakkar as your brawler in this situation is like even more fraudulent.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what this Drakkar is going to do in order to break things down. That Molten Bolt coming quite close, however. Caramel earning that flip. And OK Dubuddy Strikers trying to get offense started here. Going to send it through the portal. A nice shotgun from Cliff, making sure that it doesn't get anywhere close to that barrier. Still now, Tofu Fortress. Nice out clear, but Asianator, he's just... this man walking up, and Emi Mimi has the breakthrough! Emi Mimi getting the goal when the net was completely empty, punishing Asianator's walk-up.
Wow. Yeah, that was a little bit crazy. It was a good attempt from Asianator, I think, but punished immediately. Good strike timing by Emi Mimi. Delaying it, but not delaying it too long. Knew that the goal gates would open in time, and now they're pushing forward again. Again, it's the layered offense utilizing the speed to create staggered pressure.
Yep, and this tornado, I mean, even without Monumentalist, you still have to be super, super careful with your positioning. Asianator not careful enough. Cliff striking out of thin air. Getting that second barrier through a pass. Portal plays its Gates of Obscura, so these lines are going to flow and be all the more jank. Though we don't have energy on the side of $5 footlong, cracking this Dubu is going to be easy. I lie, because Molten Bolt will just do it for free.
Yep, that is... I just am not a believer in this comp coming out of $5 footlong. But I think that just like the $5 footlong, one day, like, this comp will return. I don't know where I'm going with that. Why did I say return? I was really like trying to shoehorn in a joke and it didn't work. Just like how Drakkar is being shoehorned into offense, but it's also working. And, you know, back to you.
Emi Mimi covers the out with the speed as Pudash also steps up. Offense being created now, and it's just a beautiful... I don't even know if Cliff struck the dang thing, man. It just somehow got to Emi Mimi. There's no one bot side, and somehow $5 footlong becoming real, cutting and driving through this defense.
That was good. That was good. That was really, really good, actually. You should have like not like mini laughed though, because I heard it.
Dang it. Anyway, missile prop and peak performance being taken though, even though, actually wait, that's actually really bad. Missile prop peak? This team lost, how come they're getting bis?
Yeah, that missile prop is going to be huge for the Dubu, being able to walk up into the pockets of Gates of Obscura and wall them off to create barrier takes here, especially if the Kai can back it up with a barrage. That's going to be huge for the side of OK Dubuddy Strikers. And it's going to be up to Cliff, really, to put on the pressure early.
Yep, Cliff trying to make things work. Pudash as well. These goalies not afraid to step up and box. You gotta love to see it. Cliff going invis, and there's that missile prop difference. Both bears being confirmed off of that, plus the Flame Flurry. Even though we trade one, we are going to keep pressure going. A nice shotgun from Cliff, though, and Mimi's gonna get first touch. Nice pass, but Cliff wasn't quite ready with that shotgun timing, and so we will hold on to that last barrier for now.
Pudash, lots of meter available, open net, and Mimi staggered, but still in a decent spot thanks to Cliff controlling it for so long. Mimi now in the perfect position as Cliff. Oh! That was almost a double kill. Cliff got pushed through the portal. It was perpendicular, but that was a little crazy. And Eddicam now in full control of the offense here. Has the flip available. Pudash in the corner. Burns it. And Eddicam doesn't even need the flip. Hits it to the bottom side. A connoisseur of corners. Okay, that one sucked. But Eddicam gets it. Doesn't use the flip. And that's a huge advantage for OK Buddy Strikers.
Connoisseur of corners indeed. No flip needed means we have all the meter in the world to work with for the side of OK Buddy Strikers. Never mind though, Asianator's taken off the map. He's locked in the log animation, and Eddicam's locked in on this forward play. Can't hold on to it forever. Cliff's going to make that second barrier fall. He will pay for it with his life. But as I was saying about that energy economy being goated for OK Buddy Strikers, all of a sudden only Caramel has his.
And Mimi trying to help out, and the respawn comes in. Big advantage for $5 footlong as the dash punch doesn't create the power play for OK Buddy Strikers. Up to Mimi, slowly dribbling, plenty of open space to work with. NATO being set up, and Asianator opts into it, has to burn the evade, and that could have been really bad. Cliff now in a good spot as well. A bounce to the bottom. Pudash looking to sneak it right through, and Mimi covering the top side. The offense is looking scary from $5 footlong. They just gotta fully convert.
Yeah, and they are just keeping possession of this core. Farther and farther along they go. Eddicam can't quite get his hands on it with the portal. They're being so sneaky with these passing plays here. Again, this core finally getting to the hands of Eddicam, but a path splitter dumped into his face means he can't do anything with it. We're just grasping at straws here as the Aranado almost grasp at Dubu's pearls. I don't know. Tofu Fortress isn't quite going to catch it, but I mean, for Asianator to even have the foresight to try that, props to him.
Yeah, if the flip was a little delayed, that could have been it. The floppies strategy, if you will, for any beta knowers. That guy was quite an interesting character back then. Almost beat the Sad Boys with 2 diamond players. Anyway, Caramel up to Asianator, looking to find some pressure in the corner as Cliff building up a lot of meter here. Eddicam looking for another dash punch here as Asianator to Caramel, but this corner, oh my, what a KO. Mimi just gets Dubu slammed, and now Eddicam just needs to win the 1v1. Pudash, all cooldowns gone after that secondary just being used, but Cliff sends it away, stalls out so much time, and they recover.
Yeah, what a flashy landing from Asianator. Tofu Fortress, though, not quite finding its mark, but the mark is found onto Eddicam. Power play now here for $5 footlong, and Mimi almost finding that barrier off the tip. Pudash just keeping this core in the corner. Beautiful control. Ooh. And what a cash out from $5 footlong. They get their second point.
Yeah, they're really shifting gears here, I think. They're even more prepared to pass than before. And they're just working around the Dubu as much as possible, as really evident in that final corner play.
Yeah, playtime's certainly over for $5 footlong. They are locked in, trying to shoot for victory here. I mean, if your OK Buddy Strikers are really feeling the burn, they need to pump some more iron. Caramel, though, pumping this pass down.
Okay, I think you went a little bit too far with the iron. You went a little bit too far.
But look, I was so locked in. Oh, and so is Eddicam finding the kill with dash punch to get that second barrier to keep this side. A pass splitter buying precious seconds. Eddicam, he just walks it in.
Yeah, that was really well played here, especially in this situation where we're on set point. We gotta figure out a way to not just randomly lose here. I don't know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, but if Drakkar dying is any sort of foretelling, it's not looking good for $5 footlong. Flame Flurry being expended here. We're back passing, re-attacking top corner with the Tofu Fortress. What a beautiful setup and a nice punch to confirm that first barrier. We still have possession of the core. Portal pass? Nope. Just going to send it to Caramelt. And finally, we're trying to find some clear. Risky play there from Asianator. Doesn't get quite punished for it, though. Through the portal, we go once more. Edicam trying to find something. But it's Emi Mimi who gets to strike the ball. Dash punch goes wide, but we still have a flip to work with. Pass splitter expended as we're trying to rework and attack a different angle. Cliff is going to swat away that flip as we go bot side Bewitching Beam. Every cooldown being expended, but Edicam has it with the punch. Doesn't even need the flip. Flame Flurry, there it goes! And that's a beautiful play from Edicam, confirming the barrier and the goal, plus the kill.
Yeah, a bit of a 3-in-1 for Edicam, a 4-in-1 if you include the fact that the first pick in the draft here. And I think that they're going to continue on this violent strategy. Adrenaline Rush is on the table, and that's going to make Julie even more of a fighter than she already was. It's looking scary when Edicam is looking on point.
Yeah, I think Edicam is just taking things head on and really bringing the fight to Pudash. Because Juliet is just not known for controlling the core like that, and it's up to Asianator and Caramel, who are doing a great job. I really like this Castellast pickup from Asianator. His rolls have already been devastating, and the extra duration on the ult and log just going to be that much more impactful for controlling this core.
Yeah, it's going to require a lot of prudent positioning, like we don't see there from the Drakkar to dodge the danger that is Edicam. Pudash also stuck between a Tofu and a hard place. Many ceramic pots make sure a barrier goes down.
Yeah, it's one good play after another for OK Do Buddy strikers, and that's a crazy dribble. Boy, that's a crazy dribble. That's a crazy setup from Edicam, who gets the dash punch confirm right after that. If you can't go through the Asher, might as well just go around him.
You gotta find a way to not interact with the pass splitter. Quite the powerful ability when taken head on here as Cliff. Looking for the rebounds, looking for the lock and loads. Finds both barriers in an instant. The NATO there as well to punish to the bottom side. And just enough speed from the Xenocloak. It's another dominant point from $5 footlong, keeping this game very, very close.
Yeah, what a productive plan from Emi Mimi with the tornado setup, just off the back of Cliff and his shotguns. That just really made the point that much more quick. Just getting the core off rebound. Back to Drakkar's Cliff. Trying to make something happen again, going invis, but Tofu Fortress just denies all offensive pressure, reverses it entirely. Every cooldown being expended, and Caramel sends it back into the bot bunker. We're still holding on to it. Edicam uses the flip, but gets stuffed out by the barrier beam. And now we're trying to reset with a nice Giga, but unfortunately Edicam can't hold on to it. Asianator, his roll goes wide, and that costs him that second barrier. A really great hold, but a better conversion from $5 footlong.
And the unyielding spirit of Pudash makes sure one barrier still stands for a team that many would call Pudat and Sons. It's $5 footlong once again, but the barrier finally falls. Emi, Mimi, and Cliff looking for an opportunity now. And finding a pass to the middle a little bit early, I think, as Caramel interrupts and the offense falls apart for a second, but the pass caught Cliff, looking to cover, the Tofu Fortress expended, and Emi Mimi continuing to press the offense. Edicam, though, Pudash doesn't get the barrier beam right in the correct spot. The core slips barely around, and that's a big goal for OK Do Buddy strikers.
Yeah, Edicam's a nowhere for that. I bet he had the inside scoop, just hit stunning Pudash, so he couldn't do anything about the core, which was destined for the Nets. Really nice forward ability usage from Edicam, just not even going for the core, but for the player. Great spatial awareness there. As Mimi with a beautiful pass talking about spatial awareness to Cliff. Both barriers now falling for OK Do Buddy Strikers. A nice roll, kind of put a halt to the play for now as Pudash cooks himself a little bit too nicely there. Has to use that flip, but we still have offense going. Caramel can't get the clear, but Witching Beam's not going to be quite enough as Cliff is now staggered down and out of this play, falling all the way back. And that'll be an end to the offense of $5 footlong.
Hey, OK Do Buddy Strikers, they gotta take some deep breaths because this is not a good situation for them. Mimi's getting infinite passes, and the NATO's doing a lot of chip damage as well. Good roll by Asianator to cut the bleeding, but Eddie Cam now has to be the hero. It's looking difficult though, and Caramel is taking more and more damage as this point drags on, but the core slips right through the defense. It's an open net, and Eddie Cam now in a really good spot. If he could build up the flip, Mimi slips it past the Tofu Fortress somehow, and there's so much room to play with on the bottom side of the net.
Rosy outlooks for both of these teams. They're both on match point here for this set, and that'll get them all the momentum that they need to really convert and try and take it for the fourth set. The play from both teams has been immaculate from both sides. A lot of missteps, but we're working together and coordinating each and every effort. There's a flip from Edicam, but it's getting stuffed out again. Team play as all three members just stuff that out entirely, but still though, OK Do Buddy Strikers, they have it, they're working. Nice barrier beams going to stop it for now, but an even better Giga cashes them in on their first barrier.
Caramel taking a bit of chip, has a lot of meter. That is going to be the focal point of the rest of this set here, as it's almost over. Mimi a flip denied, as Caramel is just looking low. Needs to escape, and Eddie Cam now looking for a 1v whatever goal, 1v3 even. A flip from Asianator right through to Mimi, unfortunately. A flip to the top side, and Caramel navigates that position nimbly to send us to another set.
Yeah, Caramel was the sleeping lion of that position. I mean, holding on to the flip, sending it top side, threading the needle almost, and he has some great picks here. Gonna offer second spark, it seems like, and I'm already seeing the hover from this Dubu. Was originally on Manu. Wouldn't be a bad pick. We already saw in Night Market how devastating these NATOs can be. Isn't even going to get the happy start he wanted, so is going to deny that in the end. But I mean, Era has great options here. 2 Dash Awakenings. Primetime was there, but we're giving that to the Asher, which makes tons of sense because Asher goalie just lives and dies by that primary.
Yep, it is the make or break here, as this game is only ramping up. The pressure is on at the moment, and a great Giga. Eddie Cam converting. 2 barriers taken to Tofu Fortress to support. It's looking quite good as Eddie Cam goes in. Good save here, and Pudash a delayed strike to beat the barrage. It's dangerous, but I think so far they're stabilizing. As stable as an open net situation can get for a melee goalie.
Oh, definitely. Mimi gonna set something up with a nice Bewitching Beam, but an out clear is found, and Edicam has it. We're running interference, but it doesn't matter because that Giga was just so perfect, steadfast, and consistent is Caramel this game.
Yeah, a really good early start to the set from OK Do Buddy Strikers here. We'll see if they can keep it going. Caramel so far is positioning quite well around Cliff, not getting chipped out, not getting taken out too often. And wow, another amazing Tofu Fortress. Eddie Cam in the pocket, saving the Flame Flurry every single time, and has the flip as well. A bit of miscommunication on the roll though, and big opportunity for Mimi and Cliff to push into the corner, but we're starting to see the cracks in this composition, right? The lack of scoring ability of the area and the Drakkar is coming into play.
Yeah, and a beautiful wait from Edicam, almost able to confirm that goal, but Pudash was just covering every single option that his midfielder and forward weren't. Again, we're stabilizing as much as we can in an open net situation, but the passing play is looking really good. We're keeping this core in the corner. Asianator, all that size means that Mimi just can't contest. Edicam with the core now to try and dump the top side, but a nice shotgun from Cliff. It seems like, though, we're using the abilities to try and win wars in the midfield, and we don't have anything to deal with the Dubu towards the end. makes me wonder if we can sort of solve this positioning error, win the strike wars a bit more, we can try and generate some meaningful impact on the offense.
We'll see. They gotta stay calm and collected in this open net situation. Find the passes to each other, but it slips right back to Eddie Cam, who almost works their way around the barrier beam yet again. Poo dash flip available. Needs to be careful of the hit stun here. Top side, Cliff. Weird angle, but they get away. And Emmy Mimi covers yet again. What a dash push from Eddie Cam across the entire map. It feels like just drifts it. But a barrier take by Emmy Mimi. A core flip to stall from Emmy Mimi. It doesn't play with the portal, but still finds a lot of time, and both barriers down.
I can't believe it. They got away with the murder, $5 footlong, and all of a sudden both barriers open. Asianator cooking a bit too hard, and the never mind, bro. Best Tofu Fortress ever. It matters when they needed it most. The portal's going top side. I mean, Mimi able to cover it, slowing it down. We're just passing it back and forth through the portal, playing ping pong, even at highest levels of play. Or this is mid ladder, but you know, ping pong is always gonna happen, and there's no way. There's no way.
That NATO was crazy, and Asianer did panic a little bit. There was a clear up to Caramel, but like you don't expect that NATO to already be in your face. Like what?
Yeah, much less with the Drakkar riding the heels of it, tailhead high. I mean, goodness gracious, the flow state when Cliff and Emmy Mimi can get started, it's so trippy, and God forbid Asianator lays groundwork with the Tofu Fortress, can't even get it going, get a barrier taken here. Poo dash sneaking it through the portal, almost cashing out his barrier there. But despite these concentrated efforts, it's Edicam finding two with the Super Surge and the Ad Rush. Gets that second barrier down as well. Two flips, passing plays. Poo dash, he can't do anything.
Just a very, very good passing. Not using either of the flips, and this is a staggering lead here in the final point, or potentially the final point for OK Do Buddy Strikers. All they need to do is convert.
Yeah, certain victory for them if they can convert. Asianator trying to kill Emmy Mimi, but she does have that unstoppable, so it's not going to pan out. Cliff in the corner, passing up to Poo dash. Caramel has first contact, gets it through. Again, there's two flips to work with here, and there's the Tofu Fortress, but it goes wrong. And Cliff, he sneaks it through, but can't find the barrier. Missed opportunity from them as Edicam inserts himself into the play. Emmy Mimi running interference through the portal. Nice beam, but the speed on Caramel is crazy. That's the aerials difference right there. Flip, though, not quite as crazy, as even though 45 seconds has passed, both barriers on both teams still standing strong.
Poo dash looking to try and defend, but might have overcommitted. No, still gets back in time to defend both barriers. Enemy Mimi helping out in the pocket. Asianator up to the portal, and Cliff slowing down Eddie Cam. This damage might be the factor here, but the Tofu Fortress says no to all the offense coming out. Eddie Cam still looking as good as ever, and once again, OK Do Buddy Strikers looking stable.
Oh, I mean, what an innate experience this game has been. And a nice barrage from Caramel beats out Poo dash's strike, and Edicam's there to secure that barrier. Open net situation for the team on match point, game point, and is looking ever so dangerous. I mean, Mimi, what sort of acceleration was that? Through the portal, Cliff now, Invis, gets stuffed out. The tornado's so good. There's two flips, but Edicam has his. That is good game. And OK Do Buddy Strikers, they will take the first game.
Yeah, that was quite dominant, I think. They executed their comp well, and Asianator on the melee goalie looked very reliable here. On the side of $5 footlong, their composition, I think, had a lot of trouble dealing with a melee goalie. And I don't think they committed hard enough to a KO pressure type of game plan to justify picking Drakkar as your sole brawler.
Yeah, I mean, there was streaks of brilliance, though, with the Arenados. I mean, that one point with Drakkar riding the wind of that Arenado, absolutely insane. But Asianator is too good of a goalie to be constantly beating with tricks like that. You have to sort of stick to the basics, stick to the fundamentals. and get something a little bit more concrete going. But this is not to say that $5 footlong is completely out of it, because for what sort of shabby-ish offense they had, my god, it was potent. So imagine if we lock in more stable characters, more consistent characters, what we will do then. But Edicam, I mean, 8 KOs with the ad rush, that those power plays, those double KOs that Edicam was finding, really, really impactful. And even though Pudash beat out Asianator 95 to 77 saves, that's because the Asianator was able to set up offense a little bit more. So it's all about that consistency at the end of the day.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm surprised that you missed an opportunity. You know, like you said, like riding the wind on the NATO. You could have said
Wait,
slipstream.
which Oh my god, bro. See, I got tailhead high when it happened in game, and I was thinking of the skill that like reduces the drag when running behind another runner. It escaped my mind. I didn't I was an escape artist. I'm sorry. Couldn't quite handle that one, but thank you. Thank you, Saya, for the more you know.
There's just so many. Like some of these Zuma skill names are just like normal phrases.
Real, actually. I mean, it's so easy to slip them in there, like sort of like a blinding flash in once and then out the next. You hardly even notice them until we start giggling like schoolboys because we're being silly. Uh, sorry, we're we're crashing ISS with Uma brain rot. Is this Biss or what?
I mean, that is how Biss is nowadays. We're just keeping it real.
Yep, yep. Transparency, what we are known for. As we lie in wait for this next map, head into Taiko Temple with Stagger Swagger Super Surge start, banning out Juno and the Aimi picks coming through. It's Dubu for $5 footlong, plus an Aaron, some other character that is indeterminate, but from the side of OK Do Buddy Strikers, Atlas Kai.
Yeah. That's a little. I'm not so sure about this one. I know. Oh, I'm even less sure about this one. That's Dubu Mako Arrow we're seeing here.
Oh my god, Malachi has invaded ISS. It's Mako forward. Fingers crossed it's Mako forward on Taiko. It's actually more real than you think.
A
I
really,
know it's a little bit fraud.
it's a really unrestrained draft coming out here from $5 footlong. They want to go down on their own terms if they go down. If they win, that's gonna really be something. Because right now, they're gonna have to make a comeback from the brink.
Yeah, but if there's one thing to count on for $5 footlong, it's their fighting spirit. Despite the risky business they're taking on with this draft, I feel like they have the tools they need to make it work, because that is most certainly Emmy Mimi on that era pick once more. It's what she's known for. It's her bread and butter. And she was making miracles happen that last game with that NATO. And because Taiko Temple is even more concerted on the corner offense, those NATOs are just going to be positioned perfectly to have an even bigger impact.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes once we load into the game. It's Taiko Temple after all, and it's gonna be Mako forward, right? Like 100%.
That's my thoughts, because I'm Malachi pilled, and bro was cooking when he busts that out every OSAS Taiko Temple game until he takes it to set 5.5, and then the heart attack comes in, and then they lose.
All right.
But
yeah. So we were correct. We were correct. It is Cliff on the Mako forward, and we will be heading into this one. What will the opening gambit be?
well, so far it's a Super Surge pickup on Etican again. It was so nice the first time, he just had to do it twice. And I'm so ready to see Edicam fly like Superman, finding another kill. He's gonna miss it on Cliff for now, and now that Juliet's just a walking hunk of meat for the next 15-ish seconds, looking worse for wear as well, but both the defense for OK Dubati Strikers looking very solid for now.
Yeah, they're gonna have to awaken their sixth sense and not get dash punched, but this time Eddicam only finding air. As it's only going to get scarier, especially after what we saw in that last game. I think we can be confident that Eddicam is going to be the difference maker, especially when he just punches through the Tofu Fortress like that. What?
Yeah. Eddicam never goofs up. I mean, he'll always get what he needs in the end. Very good, consistent player, always in the mines. And a nice Giga from Caramel forces Pudash out of position there. Burns the flip as well. All of a sudden, OK Dubati Strikers with all the momentum in the world, even though they will lose one barrier and a flip to boot, so all of a sudden a little bit shaky, but Eddicam has his flip to work with, is going to miss that dash punch once more in a defensive situation, but we find the clear to Eddicam. A nice roll from Pudash, but a stop to the play. I mean, Mimi with the flip isn't going to find it. 3 flips burned in a quick succession means that second barrier is going to be taken, and $5 footlong, they're still holding on to the core. And snare drums committed. I mean, Mimi unfortunately sends it right to the goalie, and all of a sudden, their offensive pressure starting to dissipate a little bit.
Yeah, but Caramel's not finding a clear. That was scary, but it does the job. And now Eddicam trying to find a rebound as the Giga Blast sends it around the world and right back into the own net. That's a little unfortunate. It was a good attempt.
Good attempt, but not quite enough from Asianator. The sustained pressure from $5 footlong going to be enough, even though they had to burn some flips to get there. Cliff now walking back to deal with Eddicam with the flip. He's sharking that core, can't quite get it through the members. $5 footlong though. I mean, Mimi with first contact, the Witching Beam is just not going to be enough to break that expanse. Asianator, that ensnare drums looking very dangerous, but a nice solid weight from Caramel and Asianator. They do get that clear eventually. They're going to attack this top side with the Flame Flurry, and I can't believe that barrier held for as long as it did. Nice flip from Cliff trying to activate the offense. Eddicam cooking weirdly, and Mimi might just have been saved by that Taiko drop.
2 barriers down now. Eddicam looking to close this one out, but Asianator also has to be careful to not push up a little bit too far. Tofu Fortress invested by Pudash to stall out a little bit, and we haven't really been able to see the Mako play offense this game.
Yeah, but that ensnare drum's going to put in some work. Asianator having to burn flip there just to deal with that pressure. Another great flip burned, but all of a sudden, Dubu is going to be taken off the map here. Power play now for OK Dubati Strikers. We're sending it weirdly off the drum, but we're playing with fire. Asianator just gets back in time. Disaster prevented at the cost of the power play being expended. And I mean, Pudash crossed himself up. Talk about miracles from OK Dubati Strikers. Asianator had every right to lose that point.
Yeah, I almost thought it was like, I almost thought it was fake, you know? Like, I thought Eddicam was doing the Omega Striker's equivalent of a warning shot because it kind of went right into the hands of Pudash, but it was genius because Pudash was trying to cover the top part of the goal, which was harder, and well, it ended up working out.
Yeah, and Eddicam, the resplendent red ace, just taken out of the play entirely. Nice live from Asianator, and the Flame Flurry dealing with this offensive pressure from Cliff. I think that was a flip expended as well. Caramel now with the core, trying to send it with the weirdest angle imaginable, and that's what you need to get the barriers off of Pudash. One gone, or attacking the corner. Tofu Fortress committed a bit early here. Not going to find an insane amount of value, but that ensnare drums will. Both forwards for OK Dubati Strikers looking worse for wear, and with the fact that Liv is on cooldown, this is dangerous territory. The speed burst from Cliff going to trade a barrier as Mimi uses flip, getting it back top side, beating out Caramel, who sends it bots, and Cliff now with possession, sending it to Mimi, who cashes in that second barrier.
Big KO though. This time it's Eddicam who's taken out, which is a little bit weird in a game like this because you usually see Eddicam on the opposite end of those KOs. Asianator now with the flip has to defend the open net here. The passing plays have been good from both teams so far, but Caramel now rushing forward. Eddicam, what a flick to the bottom side off the dash. Doesn't even need the punch and gets there before the Tofu Fortress.
Call bro king. I mean, beating a Tofu Fortress like that, insane. I was right to call him the red ace. And now OK Buddy Strikers on set points here, and they have forward possession of this core. A nice clear though found by Cliff. Asianator is going to send it bot side. There's the ensnare drums, getting both of them actually. Asianator walks into it, and both barriers fall as a result.
Yeah, this is a bit of a big gap to close for OK Buddy Strikers. 2 barriers down already is such a big deficit as Caramel takes a beating. The Mako doing damage right now as Eddicam looks for an angle. Steadfast in the offense's Cliff though has the flip available, but it goes backwards and Pudash forced to retreat as well. It's a huge lead so far, but still being defended by Asianator.
Yeah, and a nice flip from Asianator, keeping the lights of Vaudeville on.
Okay, bro, soon. What was that? What was that, bro?
Sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on.
I mean, meet me to the top side.
On?
Cliff looking for an opportunity with the primary, finds it perfectly against the drum and sends it to the bottom side to tie the set up. We're heading to final 5th point here, and this set is looking really interesting.
Yeah, hold on. Let me lock in a second, because despite the giggling, that was a really good play was happening with the flips, with coordinated offensive pressure, just like that. Unfortunately, the drum and bass does go a little bit wide, but if it didn't, both barriers would have certainly been taken there. And the $5 footlong looking extraordinarily locked in right now, even though that roll wasn't quite. And a nice bewitching beam from Emmy Mimi, beating out Asianator's sort of impatience there. Pudash sends it top side. It came with the Flame Flurry and the flip, but the clear is going to be found before he can pull the trigger. I mean, Mimi in a dangerous spot, and Tofu Fortress is fake! Tofu Fortress is so unbelievably fake. Down goes the Dubu. Caramel can't win the strike war. This power play is going to be diffused a little bit here with the ensnare drums, but my god, that is heartbreaking for Pudash. 2
lost Tofu Fortress interactions in a row really kills your fighting spirit if you're Pudash. Finding a way to recover is critical here, but the net's still open on the other end.
Yeah, both barriers completely open here. Asianator want to set up that offense. Flame Flurry, super dangerous. I mean, Mimi just preemptively burning the flip there. This is a really crucial point to win. Gets you all the momentum you need. A nice astral projection, but an even better Tofu Fortress. Not quite an even trade though. Cliff with the ensnares. The log dissipates at the worst time. And Eddicam will dash punch it in, and that is going to be the first set taken by OK Buddy Strikers.
And that's a big one. It was really, really close, and they need to work with the momentum if they're going to take a trip up to the grand finals and look to win the entire thing here. Hotshot being on the table, Extra Special being on the table, 2 very impactful awakenings for these goalies here. Extra Special denied away from the Dubu, and honestly, I think that even though I think it's correct to deny the Extra Special from Dubu, I would have taken Hotshot, because more Tofu Fortresses means more things that can go wrong.
This is true. His Tofu Fortresses, objectively speaking, have just not been cooking. But that's at no fault to Pudash, poor soul. The rest of the draft, though, relatively tame, except for the fact that we're going to spark up on Eddicam when we're ahead. That's just going to make even more pressure for drafting for $5 footlong. But that pressure from the ensnare drum so perfect, that results in one barrier being taken. Pudash is going to dribble it a little bit here. Nice patience! A nice roll, avoiding certain defeat. Both barriers could have been taken there. That roll saved it. Caramel now can't quite handle that core. The barrage, though, is going to catch it. Sitting at bot side, and Eddicam finally picks one off. Power play now for OK Buddy Strikers as Caramel's going to work at bot side, but Pudash is a little bit too fast. We still have control of the core, and that roll goes wide. Again, Pudash has not been on point with those lately. A nice strike shot for Asianator, almost sneaks it through, but Eddicam has it with the flip. Nice stall out from all 3 members. Means that they will live to fight another day. Tofu Fortress does work this time, though, and with both flips being expended, that's the break that $5 footlong needed.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the core speed activated in overtime just in time for Asianator to rocket it to the other side of the map, find a brilliant goal, and it's looking pretty good for the chances of OK Do Buddy Strikers, especially if they can 2-0 here and try to make it all the way back in grands. It's looking quite feasible.
Absolutely, and they were certainly giving SSS run for their money, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Asianator is going to flip, get the job done himself. Everything is being expended, waited out to perfection as Cliff locks it in with the ensnare drums. Both barriers falling on the side of OK Do Buddy Strikers as Etiquette just barely gets away with his life. Cliff with the flip, waits out the projection, but Asianator, his strike was perfect. Mimi, though, gets the rebound with the Bewitching Beam, and we have equalized 1-1.
Very, very well played by Mimi to cover there. A really tough situation for Asianator to get out of. And this game, though, much less fast-paced than the previous, right? Like, both goalies are holding a lot longer. And I think a lot of that it also has to do with the Taiko drum. That slows down center clears so much and center passes.
Yeah, and Edicam gets his touch off of some drum shenanigans. Pudash, though, locks in that second barrier with the Tofu Fortress. Both gone, and he whiffs his strike, gives them a gift horse, which you don't want to look in the mouth, or whatever how that saying goes. Asianator keeping this core upfield, though Flame Flurry, it's not going to be enough. Caramel trying to feed it forward, and the barrage almost winning it there. Pudash's strike coming back just in time, comes back in time yet again. 2 clutch saves from the Dubu.
Oh, but that last one was angled so well from Edicam. Gets it into the bottom corner and just stays calm and collected, I think. That's a big benefit. If your brawler can just keep trying, even if Pudash is defending a lot of attempts, that's good. Like, instead of just panicking and trying to toss it at the goalie, just trying to find those angles.
For sure. And $5 footlong need to shake it out a little bit here. Find their center as well. I mean, Mimi with the flip in a nice spot is going to get stuffed, and Cliff, there we go. That's the center they needed to find. Both barriers now gone here. Pudash will have his flip in a bit to contest with the flips that $5 footlong, I'm sorry, OK Do Buddy Strikers do have. And one of them has been expended to get the first barrier. Edicam inserted in the pocket here. Flame Flurry, but a nice strike war win by Mimi. Uses a flip, though, to kill Cliff. There's a power play here for OK Do Buddy Strikers as Caramel gets beat up by Bewitching Beam. Precious seconds ticking off the clock. When will it strike 12? Pudash, though, nice roll from him, and he will pay for it with his life. Power play refreshed once more. Cliff dribbling the ball, though. Really great kill from him, but Asianator, he stops it entirely with the astral projection.
Yeah, that is huge from Asianator. Edicam getting first pick yet again. Looking like the one to keep your eye on throughout this game. But this draft's really interesting, right? Missile Propulsion, Monumentalist, and 1-2 Punch all in this draft, of course. 1-2 Punch, not long for the draft. They're going to be picked up by the Juliet and the Mani for Error, respectively. But those warped the game.
100%. On Goo, without Monumentalist, those NATOs were already extremely dangerous. And even though the goalies kind of get shafted here on the draft, Pudash is going to size max a little bit more. And it's great pickups for Edicam and Caramel with Missile Prop and 1-2 Punch, respectively. Very competitive draft, keeping them alive and in it for sure. Drum and bass with the twin drive of Cliff also going to be extremely helpful, as there we go. NATO is going to beat out the Cosmic Expanse, and look at all this forward pressure generated off the back of Tofu Fortress as well. All 3 members playing, trying to get the second barrier gone, and that core just tragically goes wide for $5 footlong.
Yep, lots of meter being built up right now, and Pudash, lots of room to work with as well. We're seeing everyone, though, just a psycho between each of the lanes, and we're starting to see why Taiko can slow down some games here.
Yeah, the drum just playing into the favors of whoever's using it effectively here. Caramel using the flip to beat out the NATO is going to just get stuffed out as a result, though. There goes that offensive push as Cliff dribbles it masterfully with the drum and bass. Asianator wins his strike war, though. as Pudash sends it right back up top, trying to reactivate this corner offense, but it's going to be hard to do that without Mimi. Cornerstone has been taken away here for 6 more seconds. A nice flip from Cliff, and he gets it around Asianator, the Expanse shrinking, and much like their hopes for winning this point, as both barriers have been taken.
Both barriers down, open net situation, and Cliff in the perfect spot. The NATO parting the sea, as that's a brilliant goal for $5 footlong.
Yeah, that NATO sort of parting the seas a little bit, and Asianator on the wrong side of it, can't even rotate bot side to deal with Cliff. And Snare Drum's locking him in jail as we rotate all 5 members downside, but the clear is going to be found in the end. Edicam getting stuffed out by the roll as Pudash uses his flip, trying to get the tempo started here, and he will do so, but he almost dies. Edicam burns everything and doesn't quite find it. Not quite worth for them, but really good omen for $5 footlong.
Yeah, that is not good if your Edicam burnt the kit to get nothing, and both barriers are down now. $5 footlong looking to make a comeback in this one, and despite the huge lead from the side of OK Do Buddy Strikers, they are looking on the back foot in all of these last few points.
Yeah, and it's Cliff with the ball once more. A few strikes away from that flip as well. Edicam is punished for missing his dash punch. I mean, Mimi's get her flip stalled out, but it doesn't matter. Look at how nasty that setup was. Nice pass, drum and bass. The Maelstrom was there. It's just too much for Asianator and Caramel to deal with down a man.
Yeah, that is tough. They will have to find a way to just not lose these barriers early, really. But the cash out from Cliff makes sure both go down in an instant. And I really like that $5 footlong are willing to use energy for the barriers, because they've been so successful in the open net.
Yeah, for sure, especially if Cliff's able to get the ball around Caramel. I mean, good God, Asianator getting crossed up there with the astral projection as well. A really, really clean sets from $5 footlong, and see if they will get rewarded. I mean, there's tons of good picks here. Primetime on that arrow would be devastating. Siege Machine on this Mako, who might need some range to get the ensnare drum set up a little bit easier. Just tons of high value picks here, especially with 3 size. This Dubu's going to be happy with something.
Yeah, well, we're looking, they're waiting, and the size does get double denied, but I'm feeling deja vu. It's adrenaline rush again for this Juliet.
Yeah, and that Juliet was last pick as well. Edicam has found some success, getting a few picks. He has been punished for them, trying to find them as well. Caramel, though, he was trying to intercept a pass, isn't quite fast enough just yet. And there we go, the live just a little bit late. Tofu Fortress securing a kill, and $5 footlong. They're stepping on the gas a little bit here. Nice pass up to Cliff means one barrier will fall. We're still holding on to the core. It's Pudash walking the core backwards with Caramel's pressure, and that'll buy just enough time for Edicam to come back online, but not enough time for both barriers to still remain.
Yeah, we'll see. Open net yet again, though. It just seems to be a recurring thing. I think that OK Do Buddy Strikers need to really work to keep these barriers up, because the Atlas is not thriving. In fact, I think the Atlas is doing incredibly not well in the open net situation.
The weakness of the melee goalie is being displayed here. Even though Asianator is a good goalie, his character is not built for the open net situation. Cliff walking up with the flip. He's going to get low, though, but Caramel's the one who's staggered. Pudash trying to look for the kill. Wise to just prioritize the barrier instead, and Snare Drum go wide, but Cliff, he doesn't pull the trigger on the flip. They cashed it in there, and that tornado was grief. The tornado, a rare blunder from Mimi as Edicam. He's going to cash in that second barrier. Flame Flurry is just going to miss, though. A nice flip from Cliff, using it on defense. 2 seconds left before Era's back online, and there we go. The worst disaster has been prevented for long, but Edicam has his hands on the core again. I lied. Mimi made up for her tornado immediately and passes it to Cliff, who sinks it in.
Wow, yeah, that was crazy. the NATOs from Mimi, of course, there was one in that point that you pointed out, was counterproductive. But other than that, it's been brilliant from Mimi throughout all of the gameplay we've seen on this era. We'll see if that continues, but yet again, we're seeing the early game, the early lead be there for the $5 footlong.
Yeah, and they're trying to cash it in even further here. I mean, Mimi, so much speed, rotating top side. She's trying to wait out everything, but that Flame Flurry just lasts forever. He's going to die before using that flip. It's a power play yet again for OK Buddy Strikers, but they haven't been really making the best use of it as it dissipates once more. That tornado cutting through the chaos as Cliff with a breakaway and snare drums go wide, but he still gets the barrier anyway, and that's just a brilliant beam from Mimi, recognizing that the final gates are going to split and catching Asianator off guard.
Yep, trying to find a comeback in this one, and although the game looks so one-sidedly dominant for OK Buddy Strikers, it's looking like it's in the other direction. The OKBS defense just can't find an answer to keep these barriers standing.
Yeah, and that Cosmic Expanse going away isn't going to help their case at all, despite Asianator's Iron Will. I mean, he can't keep these barriers alive. Cliff, though, finding a nice out clear, preventing the worst of it. I mean, Mimi in a one-on-one situation, that tornado is not going to find the core, but does find some damage onto Asianator. But the most impactful, but something to look out for, is Edicam wins his Strike War in the pocket. Nice flip from Mimi, but she dies yet again. Edicam has been finding these off flips close to the edge very consistently. Have to see what they can do with it here, because Cliff and Pudash, two goalies defending the barrier, kind of sort of goalie characters, really effective.
Yeah, the barrier's still standing, a common theme here as the cooldowns are coming back for Pudash and Cliff. Maybe trying to go to the offense. Zedicam barely misses a KO. Pudash also trying to walk up a little bit, but as soon as he walks up a tiny bit, the core comes rocketing back on the other side, so always risky. Good save by Asianator. The barrier still standing for now. A flip invest to try and keep it so, and that is indeed the case as Pudash a good log, and the barrier is still standing for both melee goalies. Finally, a final flip from Mimi. Caramel as well on the other end. It's blow for a blow, and it's an open net that Edicam pounces on. Big power play and adrenaline rush. Asianator's got to be careful, though. The back passes are looking a little devious.
Yeah, very devious, but the dash punch goes wide. Edicam does recover, though, and that's a power play they will convert on, despite the best efforts of Mimi and Cliff. Without the iron wall that is Pudash, it's just so hard to keep your hopes alive in that point.
Pudash patrolling the midfield line, and a NATO has just made Asianator vanish out of nowhere. An unforced error dying to the NATO like that, and on the bright side, they're stalling out. Oh, never mind, the barrier's down.
There is no bright side here as $5 footlong look to close out this set. Tornado's not going to find anything as Edicam tries to find this core with the flip. If there's anything to play for, it is that. I mean, Mimi, Caramel fighting in the midfield. A nice pass, though, up to Pudash. We're attacking top side here. I mean, Mimi trying to get back into position. Just be very careful. Edicam permanently on her, sharking her. Cliff's flip gets stuffed out. Caramel uses his. Pudash just barely catches it, but the toe from Fortress goes wide, and there goes Cliff. Taken off the map for now. Edicam, ad rush procced, zoom in and zip in, but can't find anything quite yet. There is a Strike War win, and there's the second barrier gone. Edicam still has a flip, is going to use it in the corner, Pudash uses his shift. Unfortunately, doesn't strike it, shifts instead. Can't find the clear, and there will be an equalization as OK Buddy Strikers look to close out the series.
There's no way Edicam scored from that flip position. Oh, just a big blunder by Pudash, because again, like, that position is famous for being impossible to score from, right? The goalie has so much time to react. There's no clean angle, but Edicam creates miracles again and again. Barriers down, goalie gone. All it takes is one more pass, one more Strike War win. Not quite there, but there's the dash punch follow-up, and OK Buddy Strikers have graduated.
Congratulations to them. Unfortunate for $5 footlong, but they can try again next season. And we are going to get a rematch in Grands. SSS versus OK Do Buddy Strikers. That first set was close, and SSS going to be a little bit cold, right? Haven't been playing, just have been observing. Definitely sort of got the download at the very least, but OK Do Buddy Strikers certainly going to be riding the high after taking care of $5 footlong in a well-deserved 2-0 win.
Yeah, they got to keep going. They got to see if they could challenge the winner side team in grand finals. But with that, we'll see you in those grand finals in just a sec. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. This is the Intermediate Strikers Grand Finals. We have SSS versus OK Dubu Buddy Strikers, and Dubu Strikers is in the loser side, and it's an interesting matchup we have here.
Yeah, Dude Buddy Striker is coming off of that to almost very heart attack like game on the Taiko Temple versus Sub, and now we're on the night market here, with the draft going as in Night Market, Taiko Temple, then the Oni Village, and our first start being a Spark of Strength, and the cast the last start. SSS kind of pulling out all the stops within their striker lineups, banning Asian Aiders Dubu and coming out with Social Fox, Aimi, Erasmus on Suplex, and of course Mako on the Lexar on the other side as well. The one trick Edicam on the Juliet as always, Jakar on Caramel, and Kazan on Asian Aider.
I mean, I think the big matchup to look at here is Suplex versus Asian Eater. Kazan into Rasmus. I mean, Kazan just wants the brawler just not to interact with the ball. So it's going to be up to the midfielder, Social Fox, to really support Suplex in the offense here.
Everyone going Spark of Strength is going to be a very, very huge game, damage game at least. And Social Fox is very good at getting Suplex to core in general. And it's very obvious as both barriers are taken down, but Social Fox is as an IB like player, and they've been spamming norms a lot because of course they do. But the big thing is that they have a lot of synergy with Suplex in the sense that they've played together a lot, even before when they were competing against each other in ISS. They still have that kind of strength and bond, and it allows them to get the core extremely quickly to each other, and it allows a lot of these setting up plays as Caramel and Edicam are doing. They're securing one barrier on the bottom side.
I mean, the brawler goalie matchups are the really big thing that'll set these two teams apart. Because Julie at Mako, I think Julie wins that matchup, and Julie just needs to sit on Mako, not like get the secondary up. And because it's very snowbally, the forward pair of SSS, this is where the moneymaker is, Social Fox and Suplex. So if Edicam can deny the speed, it will really help Caramel the Nation or lock it down.
Both sides opening up. Asian Air saving the core as it hits overtime. Social Fox setting that core extremely quickly as Caramel looks to slow Suplex and slow the offense down. Edicam with the Flame Flurry with Flip as well into the corner. It's not the kill coming in clutch for Edicam as they secure the first point for them.
Yeah, I'm really liking Edicam's positioning there. They're just they're trusting Caramel to get the ball to them and making sure that Mako can't really play the game with all her abilities. And Suplex really trying to make stuff happen here so far, and these forward duos are really going to set these two teams apart.
Keeping Social Fox in check, keeping the out clear extremely cold, and not letting anything slide by, but Suplex still has controlled the core. The core is still on the side of OK Dude Buddy Strikers, and then Edicam and Caramel have to look to connect onto this map, and so far it isn't working, and Suplex and Social Fox are both in just prime targets. They both get caught by Edicam's DP, and it sets up Paramount to bring the core forward to try to open into this corner offense, but the core eventually slips by, and Asianator left the steal with the flip, and Suplex on his tail.
I'm really liking the defense from Asianator with that really risky clear that paid off. And he's playing like cool, calm, collected, Mothman Koi-esque like play, but they lose the barrier, unfortunately. Besides the point, Kazan really just punishes the 1v1 matchup, and if they can just control Suplex, control the forward duo, OK Dubu Buddy Strikers will really just take control of this game here.
Suplex spinning around, doesn't have a lot to work with, will get hooked back by Asian Air as the sentry comes online there. Suplex still extremely low, still unstaggered, now unstaggered, but he still has a lot to work through. He's giving up positioning for the side, and then somehow slips past Asianator. I mean, I don't think he expected the angle to come out like that, and that's a saving break for them.
Suplex gets it done with the scoring opportunity, and now Lexor has the flip here. Just putting the secondary down, getting the forward duo SSS. Oh my gosh, double barrier quickly. And this is what they excel at. They just put, with the speed of the Mako, the forward duo, Social Fox, and Suplex really just put all the pressure onto the Kazan, because Kazan excels in the 1v1, but if there's another person backing up the forward duo, the brawler, makes the time of the brawler of Suplex much easier.
Strikers being won on both sides. Strike Force being won on both sides of the field at least. Edicam scoring 2 barriers of his own, and Suplex has the core, has Social Fox to back him up as the Whiplash does find it smart. Caramel not being able to defend against that, as SSS are out to win the set at least. And as you said earlier, the speed is just helping so much, especially with Suplex being able to get there in time, as well as Lexar just helping him out there, and it allows them to set up into this double threat offense extremely quickly. And even though he dies there, Social Fox still has the flip though, as they're looking to capitalize here, try to convert, but Social Fox does keep it away for now. One barrier, two barriers being found, Strike Force being won by Edicam there, but Social Fox still technically in the driver's seat, has the flip to boot. Agent has to use the crooked levers to get it away, and Social Fox is getting DP'd, doesn't fall off the map quite yet, but Suplex does come back online to revitalize this offense.
I mean, they're really playing well here, trusting the midfielder to play strike force like that, passing to them, making sure they have basically a winning and opportunity interaction. Oh, missed strike from Suplex, but they get the second opportunity. Come out here with the flip. They can really get something done here, looking for a cheeky kill, but the speed from the Mako. Everyone's just overwhelmed. Oh, the night market bounce doesn't really work, but Suplex is going to score here. Good weight formation there, though.
Flip comes out from both goalies as Suplex wins a crucial strike for to get a lot of pressure on Stationaries. Edicam still has the course, it's a right hit Lexar, and now it's a scoring opportunity wasted though. Caramel has to play 1v1 against Suplex, and the speed isn't helping Social Fox and Suplex play. Basically the entire map of the core goes red yet again. Suplex has the pendulum swing, doesn't find his mark there. Social Fox throwing every offensive ability into kitchen sink as it's a 1v1 versus Edicam. He doesn't hit the core, and Social Fox has a flip yet against everything being thrown, and the core going so quickly. It's only so long before this will go into the net, as every balance is mattered. The flip coming out from Social Fox and Edicam as a simple punch stuns Lexar as he couldn't save that, and we're on 0.5.
I mean, Asian is playing out of his mind right now. Not letting all these tricky plays from Suplex really work on him. He's playing ice cold, making sure he strikes with the ball. Low key, he's a Texan, so he gets to abuse the ping abuser. But Edicam has no stagger, and now he's just playing the back for it and really try to save this flip here.
Let's save his flip, and expects for the one barrier as well as the double barrier on the other side is open. Flip Social Fox, not Social Fox, but
oh, what a punish!
With the flip and the kill from Edicam as well, setting up extremely well. Social Fox has to try to convert here, but the core just slides right past the go. I mean, holy smokes! Not even using flip for that, as Edicam secures OK Dude Buddy Strikers their first set.
I mean, Edicam and Asian Nader are kind of putting the backpacks on. The dash punch kill from Edicam and Asian Nader just playing ice cold on the defense. And now with this draft here, I'm looking at this prime time taken from the Kazan. That's really good. And the size for the Rasmus is another good pickup. This is a really good draft for every single one here.
Deadeye 1-2 punch could be locked onto the Ayami though. We'll take the 1-2 punch in exchange as Quick Tricks is on the board for the Julie. I mean, Julie's been taking so many interactions against this Mako that Quick Tricks is very, very important if you want to just keep core control and have a lot of these dribbles. So everyone kind of getting a fill of their draft except for the Sparks. So not one Spark appearing in that draft means that there's more Sparks to be found everywhere else. Night Market bounce not working out for Lexar as it bounces right back into his own barrier. Secures one there. Asianator somehow over on the other side. Can't really defend though. They will lose one barrier for that. And Social Fox and Suplex up the top, this top side offense. Edicam missing the DP though. Flips coming out from all sides. Caramel winning the strike war versus Lexar with an ability to boot. As the Mako providing so much speed for Suplex, he pops his whiplash early. And Edicam and Caramel, I mean, the course is coming back and forth for both sides. It's hard to tell who's going to score first.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way they're positioning Social Fox and Suplex, they're both like kind of standing on top of each other. They're like running towards the ball, like both of them. So they're not covering as much space as they could. But oh, good confirm with the whiplash, not the whiplash, the pendulum swing from Suplex. And if they kind of just like spread out a bit, Social Fox is trying to look for these dash punch kills because they have the 1-2. But once they don't land the kill, I mean, they have no cooldowns to support the brawler. And in a matchup like Kazan, you need to be able to position well and have the cooldowns to help your brawler score against Kazan.
Go for it, doing a good job there. Edicam getting the speed there extremely quickly, swarming onto Lexar and providing one barrier and a kill as well on the Suplex there. Beautiful dash punch from Edicam. He has so much speed against Lexar. He just has to wait, even baits out Lexar's flip as Caramel just needs to get the core to Edicam, but so far Social Fox is doing so much work, delaying the inevitable almost as Suplex does come back online. The flip coming out from Asian not being able to save that second barrier as well as Caramel. Oh, and they almost get the kill to Social Fox as well. The flip would have done it, but they don't use the flip. Means that Social Fox still alive for now. But the only thing is that they don't really have a saving grace now. Of one dash punch could mean the end of this run for the most part, as long as they have the connection. One flip being burnt for Caramel, and it doesn't even get hit. All three members defending it away, and Suplex is extremely low. Social Fox as well, but they still have one evade to work with. The corner offense doesn't exactly work in their favor. Suplex takes so much damage to the hook. Coming in, the low elo mix-up from Suplex catches the Asianator off guard, and they secure a point for SSS. Another one to boot.
I think the offense opportunity for Caramel at Edicam was unfortunate because we had the goal, but then the Flame Fury from the Juliet kind of saved the ball, so the barrier didn't fall, and then Social Fox played to their strengths. They got the setup, and then they eventually got the goal. But I'd like to point out that defense from Caramel and Asianator. Caramel was covering the pass, and Asianator is really good at like holding down that bottom side corner, and Caramel all needs to do is just cover that pass, and they played that defense really well.
That's a flip being used from Social Fox to get the core around the world to attack this top side barrier, though. All three members of OK Buddy Strikers in their own side. The barrier still falls, though, contrary to what we saw from SSS earlier, defending those two flips. It's Asianator Wizard Strike versus the Pendulum Swing, but Social Fox will slip the core right past Asianator as SSS even it up 1-1.
I'm not sure what OK Buddy Strikers can do to adapt here. They were playing pretty well, but as this draft comes in, a lot of key takes for the IME, and they're gonna hover the aerials here. I'm okay with that, but Kazan gets size, and that's really good for this matchup. And Rasmus probably will take Spec, I think. They should. I mean, the hooks will be a good way to find some cheeky kills, and they do. And Juliet actually gets Glass Cannon. I mean, that's a big pickup for Edicam as well.
Yeah, sitting on the Mako goalie, though, could be used to reset as long as you get a heavy hit onto Edicam. So it's looking pretty decent right now, but the big thing I want to point out is how much Social Fox has been trying to use their cyber stuff to get onto Asianator as fast as possible, and that aerials does help a lot with how they're trying to set up a suplex. You mentioned that they were on top of each other a lot, I think, but I think that's kind of low-key their strength for the most part. I mean, if you saw the exact same point where that they were all staying on top of each other, they had that offense where they had the flip and then Suplex just immediately confirmed it right after checkmating Asianator in the top corner. So it's looking good for them right now. Suplex taking a lot of damage. Caramel in this top corner offense, though, is saved by Asianator, and the size is really working out to his favor at least. Barry's still not falling, though, but it's still on their side of the map as they build the meter.
I mean, this is really good defense from inside OK Buddy Strikers. They're layering strikes, they're trusting each other, and they can't get any good opportunity to score unless there's a real checkmate with like a double flip or whatever. But I don't really... Oh, Asianator doing Asianator things, running up, and unfortunately losing the bear hit, and they might just be punished this entirely.
Asianator still running up and just can't do anything there. I mean, if he, I mean, the entire, whatchamacallit, the goalie arc of just having to stay in your goal box the entire time, it makes it so weird for you to really feel anything. I mean that's just unfortunate. Asianator just has to stay in the box there, and he would have been fine though. But that's good for SSS to complete this topside offense, to complete the bottom side as well, and secure a 12-second point. I mean, extremely quickly though, so it's good for them. Very good for them at least.
We saw the implication of using that spec training hook. Asian was trying to work the ball, but then he gets hooked 5 miles away, and they get the point. And I would like Edicam to play a bit differently. They need to really help find like these kills on the forward duo, because that's where the moneymaker is. And if Juliet just positions differently, they can make the lives of Suplex and Social Fox a bit harder. But I mean, Edicam's getting shot on sight, so maybe they can't really do anything. They're kind of out of the play right now.
Yeah, having to stay in the mid lane, try to find a kill, and they do find a kill. I mean, great timing for that to work out, but Social Fox and Luxor still both have flips on board, one being burnt early, but it's okay. Edicam finds a second barrier as well. It has a lot of room to work with. Suplex coming back online just in time to try to kickstart this offense as the core slips through Edicam. doing all the work. Brawlers get it done. Sinks it right in to try to bring back the motivation of this OK Do Buddy Strikers team after dropping 2 very, very fast points almost. I mean, once they got punished, it was just kind of lights out for them.
I mean, this is how Dedicam has to play now. The driving engine of this team of SSS is Social Fox, so if you make Social Fox play even a little bit differently, some big things can come to light. Like Social Fox has to position differently to be aware of the dash punch. But if they literally just have all the free reign to do whatever they want, it's not gonna look good for OK Do Buddy Strikers.
And even as you say that, we see that Social Fox is being kind of really put in very difficult spots, and it just allows them to have to burn everything very quickly. The flip being used and the kill being found into the Asianator. He's too far back in his goal box. And Suplex collects the kill and collects the point as well. Another set for SSS as they kind of booked their ticket here, and 2 sparks, well, no sparks last set, but 2 sparks this set at least. I almost called it without even looking at the draft, so holy smokes, lots to pick up here. Spark of Agility on par for the Rasmus here.
I mean, this is a tough draft here for OK Do Buddy Strikers. But somehow Bulk Up does not get taken up by the enemy. They take heavy, and now Jakar has peak performance Bulk Up, and Kazan will probably take Unstop. I'm not sure. Okay, they're taking Super Surge. They want the Dash Awakening. But the Jakar is on mags, and he has so much speed now, so they can actually contest Social Fox in the midfield. And it doesn't matter, because Social Fox does IME stuff to do a dash punch, and now it's a power play. Oh, wait, Caramel missed the opportunity to find a kill on the suplex. They could have found a cheeky kill, and now, but the power play is it's coming back. Edicam's back. It's going back to neutral here. Oh no.
The second barrier still is lost for Asianator though. A little bit sluggish in terms of getting that strike layer down. Edicam pick up the top barrier as well as they try to look to revive his offense, but Edicam gets snaked out yet again as the spec trading finds its mark. Asianator being pushed back behind Suplex and allowing him to just collect that free point. I mean, at least the killing potential on Social Fox, you have to just look out for it. And to be fair, I mean, even though it's a very telegraphed ability, I mean, a lot of people just can't seem to miss the allure of getting KO'd by Aimee.
I mean, when there's so many stuff, like, so many things to look out for, that's where the beauty of finding these edge kills is, you focus on one thing, and then if your team plays in a certain way, they're not going to think about the little stuff, like the dash punch or whatever. And it's really showing a lot how Social Fox is really, really comfortable on this army. Like, okay, that was a bit greedy, but they're playing with their team. They're enabling Suplex, and Suplex with that spec training kill will now allow power play and probably seal this point.
The yoink from Suplex secures another kill right there as Caramel has to burn the defensive flip as Suplex and Social Fox looking to kill Asianator right there, kicking out of position yet again. You have to keep looking out for those, and it just seems that OK Do Buddy Strikers are not in the driver's seat right now. Suplex having the whiplash out, the speed so strong as they have to keep feeding to Social Fox, but Suplex walking up to this bottom corner here, almost killing him yet again as Edicam also looking extremely low as well. Even if they don't get the point here, they still have to worry about Edicam though. The second barrier being found, the flip being found as well. The connection from Suplex to the goal is just inevitable as they look to take match point and map 1.
Yeah, I mean, Social Fox just punishing the mispositioning of Edicam and Asianator. Asianator trying to walk up, trying to help this team out, because they're playing on the back foot. They want to make something happen. And Social Fox says, no, it's my turn. And as they're coming back into this double bear is probably going to happen. Suplex, oh, good coverage with the glitch pop, but no dice in that opportunity. Oh, good save by Asianator. I mean, he does not want to lose right now.
Right now, it's a very downhill angle for them. They're kind of getting locked out. Suplex having so much size here. Everything being thrown into the kitchen sink. Social Fox not being there quite yet, but Suplex making a play. The sentry turret coming online as they look to try to rotate the court to the bottom side away from the flip of Edicam. They're trying to keep Asianator on his toes as the pendulum sling finds its mark for the last time in this night market. SSS, first game on the board for them, one step closer to first place.
That's a masterclass on the midfield positioning from Social Fox. And I know there's a lot of talk about them, and I'm seeing it. I mean, they enabled their brawler. They played pretty good defense, and honestly, they didn't really need to play defense because they kept possession pretty well. And all Lexar needed to do is just get that one out, and if they lose a barrier or two, it's okay, as long as they. So in an interaction, so Etiquette would take a barrier or two, and then the ball would slip out into suplex, and they would score. It doesn't matter if they take both barriers if suplex and social fox can just score, and Etiquette doesn't get the ball again. So well played for SSS, really showing that they deserve to be here on the winner's side.
Sorry, I mean, even looking at the stat line, 10-0 for the goals. So, I mean, he's playing this I mean, so Suplex playing this brawler role basically perfectly in terms of just being up there and scoring, and that's kind of due part to Social Fox and Lexar's both awareness of what to do and keeping the core away from Caramel, because a lot of the times Caramel just wasn't able to get the core to Edicam at all, as you could probably see by just the amount of redirects, just the count in general and the shots taken. Like, Etiquette barely got any play into Lexar. When he did, it was really strong, but all it takes is like just a single pass to get it done. But it just seems like they couldn't get that step right. And on Taiko Temple, though, it could be a different story. Unlike Night Market, the core is going to be moving a lot faster than normal.
I think for OK Do Buddy Strikers to win these series, these games, they have to keep possession a bit better because they're really getting reversaled a lot when, again, like I mentioned before, Eddie Cam would take one or two barriers and then they try to hold the ball, but then would slip out, and then Social Fox and Suplex already have taken both barriers already. They would just, with the Mako speed, with the dash training, Dash Awakening, a kill would be found. Suplex, uh, they would just have any, like, so many interactions, even if Kazan, like, if it's kind of like playing as Atlas, because the way you beat Atlas is you just wear down his cooldowns, and you could just apply that to basically any character. If you get so many interactions, it doesn't matter if you keep losing them, all you need is one.
Indeed so, and even like if you compare the offense of SSS compared to OK Doobity Trickers, it just seemed that in general the way that the offense filmed, it was like I mean, if I could pull up tactic checkers, it would be very easy to like define. But like the triangle, if everyone's definitely heard of it at one point at least, like the triangle between like the invisible passing lanes between Flexar, Social Fox, and Suplex were all kind of relatively equal. I mean, they spaced themselves out pretty nicely, and whenever they needed help, they were all three in the right spots, and it allowed them to defend well, and then even if they lost the point, it still looks really nice in terms of how they set themselves up. And compare that to OK Doobity Sharkers, it just felt like Caramel and Asianator were always on the defense. And maybe that's the reason why Asianator wanted to push up. Like he had to give up his own defense to try to get an offense going, because it just seemed like they weren't doing enough on the offense. And but I think that's a more of a like trusting your goalie kind of thing. Like they were doing good on the defense, layering strikes and stuff, but to trust your midfield and to trust your goalie to hold their respective lanes and then not really give up anything is very, very crucial. And I think that SSS has that advantage over OK Buddy Sharkers right now.
It'll be a test to both teams if they can just keep their mental up and push through. As we get the draft here, Atlas banned for the side of SSS, and OK Do Buddy Strikers banned the Juno. Dubu was the first pick, then followed
Oh
by
wait,
Zen.
I know where this is going.
It's well, it's Zen Kai Finney versus Dubu Aimi Mako. What do you think about that here again?
I mean, if I know, well, if I think I know what this means, we're seeing my favorite part of the day. We're gonna be seeing a Dubu for it. I mean, oh boy, knowers know the lore. I mean, in general, Dubu on this map is just terrorizing, and there we go, Dubu on the cards as the forward, and Social Fox back on the IMB as well. I mean, this is going to be a straight up hell zone if they end up getting it into the corner. The amount of stuffing potential is so strong, and against the Finny as well. I mean, straight up, what can be done? And we see Edicam off the Juliet pick for from a while at least. I mean, we've all seen how good he is on the Juliet, but now it's time to see what he can do on the Zentaro. But will it be enough to stop this magnificent offense, especially Suplex Dubu on the cards now?
Scores. I don't really like this draft for the side of OK Dubai Strikers because this is putting a lot of trust that Dubu will not get the ball, and Dubu in the Finny is not good. I mean, Dubu just has so much size, and all they need to do is do like a wall. And what is Finny gonna do about Dubu wall? Tell me, kid. What is Dubu gonna do about? What is Finny gonna do about Dubu wall?
For first experience from having to play Asian with the Dubu Cup, holy smokes! I mean, he low key got fried. So all good, but instead it's Social Fox who gets fried, getting taken off the map, and Edicam stunning Lexar yet again to find that first point for OK Dubai Sharkies. Like in general, like the early gameplay for them is so strong. Like if without like any other add-ons, like they are doing good. I just think that in general they're just getting like outscaled. I think just in general.
I get back to the draft. We're putting Zentaro on siphoning one with a Finny, and you would think you would lean into damage, but I mean we're playing Kai, so maybe they're not. Maybe they're just playing comfort picks. But both barriers are down. Dubu's lurking, and they'll probably need one setup here, and they'll get the goal.
Suplex not enforcing the corner up, lets that corner slip by and sets up Edicam and Karma for this offense here. Lexar having to flip it away on the defense, loses one barrier though to the Zentaro primary, and Social Fox getting thrown out like a fish at least, has to back up. Has to do so much to work this out. Suplex just stops in the middle of the court, expecting for the Dubu to lock it in though, and never mind. I mean, he redeems himself with the bottom corner of the taiko drum, sending it right in.
Yeah, in these kinds of games, keeping possession is really important. And Edicam kind of got a weird bounce in the taiko drum, and they immediately got scored on. So they need to tighten up a bit. Really trust that. Okay, I have this 1v1, and I need to make sure the ball does not get back to the Dubu. And if it does, it's basically game over. So a lot of this game is really riding upon Edicam to make these opportunities, these 1v1s, happen.
But coming out from Suplex means that that's another score right there, and I mean straight up Suplex is just dubuing all over this team. H-Nader and Karma not really being able to defend. I mean in general, Social Fox is just setting up Suplex, and I think that's the winning factor for them. I even think last game as well, I think Suplex knew the game plan in general, and Social Fox was just setting up the 1v1, keeping Karma away, and it's basically showing completely here. Even though Social Fox follows, H-Nader still has to deal with an open barrier situation though. Suplex having the magnificent, it's basically another goalie on the court though. One barrier being found away as Edicam and Lexar and Caramel back into this corner offense, so they do find the second barrier. Social Fox comes back online too, as a kill is finally found. The Finny card finding its mark as Suplex is still back on the other side, and Edicam taking a lot of damage. There's so much offense is getting stalled out from the sentry turret, as it is saved again by the glitch bomb as Lexar comes back online as well. 2 kills being found without a single score on the cards, but Lexar sends it right back to Edicam, I think, and that secures a point for OK Dubai Strikers.
Yeah, that was a point that should not have gone that way. A lot of damage is being put on, because I think to beat these kinds of teams where they play so well together is to not even cut the weak link, you just cut someone out. And people don't really know how to play against damage, not even ISS. Speaking from personal experience, people just, they don't really play against damage, and damage is looked upon as like negative by OSAS ISS people. Maybe the opinion has changed, but not really. But I mean, this damage is probably the only win out they have, and it's gonna be hard for OK Dubai Strikers to even get anything done here.
The glitch pop misdirection almost working out in Social Fox's favor, as they are basically punished for that. Edicam getting the core back in his grasp, losing one barrier though, as Suplex inching his way up to H-Nader though. And in general, if you're just being able to see the exact same situation kind of play on Nightmare and Caramel do mixing up Lexar though. Edicam still has to flip though. We'll find the top side. There we go. Okay, Dubai Strikers back on the map, especially if they want to close it out and try to take it to a game 3 here. H-Nader MVP of the first set, and let's see what he has to take. And oh my god, damage! You said earlier if they build damage, they could possibly win this game, and they might have their win con right there in Deadeye.
I mean, this is really good. Deadeye, Glass Cannon. Zen gets a Dash Awakening here. They should really take it. Then Kai, I think Kai should take a Spark. The Spike would allow for scaling, and okay, gets denied. And I think it just contest the spikes, and Mako's left with the scraps. Probably Adrenaline Rush. Yeah, okay, that's how I would play this draft. Pretty sandstone drafts, like everyone picked what they should have. And now I think the win out, oh my gosh, never mind, that's not a win out. They're dead.
Subaru Tofu Fortress not working in the favor, not even getting a single kill as Caramel left to stew with not really a lot of help. Suplex still in the driver's seat, has so much to work with. The bounce not really getting flattened by the Taiko drum, at least, as Caramel looking to build this bottom offense. The Etiquette with the Dash Awakening is going to do a lot of work and kind of put them on their back heels. Suplex having to walk backwards to try to defend here. Etiquette is building up on that meter, though. Will be attacking Lexar, though, and I think that's what they're going to be looking for. Social Fox also extremely low, will be killed off the map. And Lexar also knocked off the map too. Suplex left to defend in the 1v3 and can't make the save. The roll being too late. And okay, Dubai Strikers, they're looking to be back, and if they keep scaling like this, they can easily take this game away.
Even without a damaged midfielder, they're putting a lot of pressure here with the Finny, with the Zen. But oh my gosh, I mean, they're trying to play lead out clears against an Aimee with a dash, but not that. With an Aimee with a Dash Awakening, and with Mako speed, they really got to keep it. They have to keep it close to the chest, like keep it in the corner, make sure they don't get reversal like that. And it's over. Dubu gets a strike, and I feel like Asian Nader will learn his lesson. He will not outclear against the dash winning Aimee.
Definitely so. I mean, generally, this is the second time it's happened, and if they didn't get punished the first time, they had to try it again, but unfortunately, it didn't work out for them this time. They're back in the same exact spot now. Social Fox.
Oh my!
They did it again, but this time, Social Fox was a little bit higher up. I mean that they didn't really have a finisher for both barriers. There's Edicam and Caramel on the bottom side now. Suplex almost finding the kill onto Caramel, though. And as you said earlier, the corner offense working out so well. Suplex and Social Fox really put in this corner here. The back pass doesn't work out in their favors. Edicam has to walk back, and everyone on the corner, and it just immediately gets rotated out immediately. If they stuck in the corner, I feel like it would have been a little bit nicer with the glitch pop covering the outclear yet again, and Suplex being able to walk up right in time. And again, they're taking too many outclears, it feels like, and they're getting punched for every single time. It just feels like they haven't learned from yet. And even though they take the second barrier here, Electra still has flip and lots of work for Edicam. Edicam dashing away, flip being burnt for Asian Air as well. The glitch pop coming in for the save as the roll stops the core and sends it to the bottom side again.
That was a goated glitch pop from Social Fox, getting the ball to Suplex and mixing up the timings with the Dubu roll. Getting that last point, 2-1 for SSS, and Edicam has the flip here. And I want to see them make something happen with the flip, but it's Dubu moment. Dubu party! It's a Dubu party in the Taiko Temple.
Party rockers in the house, and for Suplex and Social Fox, it seems to be the case. They took back that set almost like nothing happened, and the draft, it's very, very strong. Heavy impact will be taken away from the Zentaro, but they still have bulk up on the board, so there's still damage being pumped out. But that missile prop, I mean, no worries, no. How good missile prop is? Yeah, they didn't offer it. They go for the size. Actually, no, go for Colossus.
Oh yeah, interesting draft here. I mean, missile prop falls down to the Finny, Spectrain with the Kai, and Mako just left with the hot shot. That's okay. But this damage is even more amplified. They honestly, they just need to sit on someone and dump every single cooldown to make sure they kill them. But I don't think this type of team probably hasn't really talked with each other how to play damage. So it's not, you can't really do that in the moment. This is grand finals, you're on the back foot, and you're still going for these out clears.
Outclear game, definitely strong, and now this offense is a little bit better, I feel like. Asian are having a lot of potential to throw Finny cards all over the place, and Lexar taking the full brunt of it, and is again to go for another out clear as well. I mean, holy smokes, just disrespecting Social Fox, and He's capitalizing on it once. He will definitely do it again, though. Suplex with the speed is freaking havoc all over Caramel, winning almost every single strike. The only strike where being misses the one that seals the deal for Lexar as Edicam with the Centauri dash sends it right in, and holy smokes. The outclear game is just so strong, and I think they have a lot of like presence on the outclear, but it just feels like it's not really working in their favor for the most part.
Anycam has all the tools to take over this game. He has bulk up, big fish, and a dash training. And all he needs to do is literally just sit on someone. And another outclaim from HGU. They really don't care that they're getting punished for this.
Yeah, and so Suplex with the flip. Doesn't find it though, and somehow the IA dash just doesn't connect. I mean, holy smokes. W game with the flip as well. Edicam taking the Tempe onto Social Fox, looking extremely low as well as Suplex has to walk back on this. It's basically saved almost, as Asian doesn't pop it in time, and it gets ricocheted back by the Tofu Fortress! What the hell?
What is happening in this game? In the Taiko Temple, a lot of, like, scramble situations here. I'm not really ready, and oh my gosh, the Mach 9 core here. Back in the corner offense, but I mean, you have Do Imi with the turret down, you're not getting anything done here. Oh my gosh.
My god. Bro got smoked! Holy, oh my god, I mean, he exploded off the map, and that leaves SSS back in a 2v3 position yet again. Lexar still has the flip though, won't use it to save that second barrier. He's taking a lot of damage now. Caramel and Asian looking to get Edicam the core here. Flip being used, flip being sent back by Caramel as they try to keep going for the out clear as well. I mean, not having the dash is good for now. Edicam trying to stun the core, make sure it doesn't go anywhere, as the core is still getting evaded. The Suplex walking back to help the offense as they have to look for this core positioning. And the flip from Asian sets the core back to Lexar and Edicam, but Edicam just can't seem to get the core into place here. The out clear yet again coming into play. Caramel not really getting any touches on the core, because the core will almost always be stuck in that bottom corner there. Caramel not really having a lot of presence means that the core will be flying around almost all the time. He has no chance to use any of his abilities and actually help Edicam with this offense. Flip being used, and the Malco Baby Cage can't stop it. Edicam securing another point, and hopefully they can take the set here.
This game is really rough for Edicam. He's just kind of standing around hoping the ball will get there. And honestly, in this type of situation where your backline is really has to play so tight against the Dubuiani, like you gotta be content with like, oh, I'm not gonna get the ball, and something like that. At that point, you just have to say, oh, I can't get the ball here. What can I do to help my team succeed? And that would be, in that case, hitting the macro secondary fills up.
Yeah, understanding their assignment perfectly. Social Fox getting saved by the Taiko drum. That was definitely lights out for them if it wasn't there. And it just seems that Social Fox and Suplex just know the gameplay perfectly. It's like they almost prepared for this moment. They knew they wanted to take it to the Taiko Temple, and they are currently wreaking havoc all over the place. I mean, sure, if that play from Suplex was built off of Social Fox just having the just the positioning from him allowed Suplex to do that little cool trick up there in the Tofu Fortress, locking it into the corner as the outclear isn't good for them, as Suplex wins the strike where it gets Caramel for the 30th freaking time in a row, and holy smokes, SSS just stole that set away from them. And now Suplex MVP, he has so much to work with. I think a lot of these are still on the board, and time is created. Gastelast just is going to be so hard for Asian to crack open. Gastelast is going to do so much work.
I really want to see a
He takes it! Oh my god!
Oh. Okay, this is, I mean, I would like to see a Stagger Swagger pickup taken here, but I guess they're not. I guess they're just saying, oh, we're just gonna win now, we're not worried about the damage. But this this Tentaro build is a bit yes, okay. Good Stagger Swagger pickup from the Mako, and that'll allow them to maybe sidestep some of this damage because they get the speed. But this might be the final set we see here for ISS.
And definitely so. I mean, Dedicam's build is just, oh my god, this is like a beautiful dream for every Centauro player out there, but it just seems that he can't get the core to fall in his favor. And even though he's trying to set up the offense perfectly, and Social Fox is low, it just seems that Suplex and Social Fox so much control here. The Dubu having so much damage, making Caramel even be like he has to stay so aggressive, and the barrier will fall now as he didn't even have to do anything. Dude, Suplex is just all over the place, and the corner's just doing so much work there. Use energy burst coming online. I mean, they don't have an energy burst as well, but Social Fox is about to build one himself. The core ricocheting back to Lexar, Social as Suplex and Social Fox are looking for the corner again. I mean, holy smokes, this guy's just dancing on top of Caramel. I mean, this guy's just Dubu body bagging all over him.
Yeah, they're just getting out-tempoed, outpaced, out everything. Eddie can't get anything done. He has no interaction with the ball. Caramel is trying their best to keep up. When even if they have the speed to like cover the distance, it doesn't matter when there's so many creations blocking the way. A dash training Imi just basically covering the space that Caramel would cover with the speed. And now with this Dubu wall, it might be cooked, Kirikin.
Yeah, I mean, Agent taking every single outcry known to man, and Social Fox just almost punishing it almost every single time, and Caramel just not. I mean, he's trying his best, but it just seems like he can't get anything done. I mean, the core's just never coming his way, and Social Fox is just purely gapping him just based off of the awakenings in general, and the build just are so strong. It means that Edicam doesn't really have a chance to touch the core. As we can see possibly right now, Social Fox is winning every single strike where on top of even Edicam himself, the core gets stuck in the bottom side, and the bottom barrier is found too, and Social Fox looking a little bit worse for wear, but the flip being burnt by Edicam smolders all potential points for an offense to work, as Social Fox just needs to win a couple of short bursts versus Caramel and the Dolphin Boom Fortress, even though it doesn't go wide. Social Fox still has speed to come back and help Lexar. Yauker being taken yet again, and thankfully isn't punished this time as Edicam finds the mark. The Eye Rush coming into play. And there we go, Buddy Strikers, they're trying to breathe, but so SSS is just throwing them under the bus, throwing them under the water, and it just seems like they're being bounced all over the place and having to make new tactics, but new tactics right now isn't the time, but good to know. Caramel finding a second barrier as well as they revise their offense here. The corner clear being taken now, and Subex isn't ready for it, but the bottom barrier is still lost. Everything being thrown to kitchen sink, and the flip also being burnt in the core coming back into Asiator's hands as their flips are so detrimental to him, and he gets killed even! I mean,
he got shot on sight. Hell! There is no way that one Dubu soup, the RNG. Oh my! I mean, Kirikin, that was a lot of words being said, but SSS literally just out-templed them. They just, we're just gonna win now. And the emoting, they sense it. They're reveling in their victory, a pending victory, as Social Fox is setting up Suplex. One more touch for the. Oh.
Hit it right into that. Oh no. Asianator, I think he just lost hope. I mean, he just straight up gave up. And there we go, SSS, your ISS Season 5 champions. I mean, in a dominant fashion too. As far as I know, they haven't dropped a single game, and good for them. Congratulations to them.
I mean, MVP goes to Suplex, obviously. The Dubu put a lot of work in, and that was just a favorable matchup. They played it pretty well. They had so much size, they had a big first start, so they really couldn't kill him. They just picked the cast less. Okay, when a play twice is win condition, if I'm just going to put my wall up, I'm just going to stand big, and you don't have the tools to really deal with me. And if one of my people die, I'll just carry. I'm Dubu, I can play defense, I can play my wall, I can play my log, and they just rounded it up. Every person on the side of SSS played to a T, and congratulations to them.
Definitely so. I think, well, I don't think we're heading into a break. I mean, I'm not sure yet, but I think both. But to be fair, we're gonna get the winners of ISS 5, and we're gonna interview them. I mean, straight up, congratulations. It's 11:04 p.m. in the Eastern Time Zone, the only real time zone, of course. And honestly, it's good to know that they're all joining in now. And congratulations, my goats!
Oh my God.
Unbelievable duo fashion. Congrats.
I'm so happy. Let's go.
I'm also very happy.
Yeah, me too.
You got any questions, Gurkin? Start it off.
Yeah, I mean, I can start off with one here, and in general, how do you guys feel about taking the entire series by storm? I mean, straight up, you guys haven't dropped a single game, no games dropped. a couple of sets dropped, but that's okay. I mean, you guys scaled out of control. What was the mood like? I mean, I wasn't paying attention to the Suplex stream, but how was the mood?
Going in for this last like week, I guess I wasn't feeling great. I'm gonna be honest. I was having like a really rough time earlier, and kind of glad that like the first stuff started to turn out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you guys go.
Yeah.
I mean, another thing. Oh, my bad. Go on. My fault.
No. I was just gonna say this past week I've been like actually this whole season I've kind of like went away from my usual like Juliet, Asher, X characters. I've played a lot of Rasmus recently, and it became like my one trick. And this past Seraphim tourney that happened, me, Cragley, and Lexar or Takeshi, we got Taiko Temple and we ran a Dubu forward game. We figured out that Dubu on Taiko is like really good for me and it's just really broken and fun. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna lock the Dubu forward, and they were pumped for it. That was really fun.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, well, actually, well, I'm not gonna say it. This is not my stage. This is your stage. Yeah. Good. Good for you. Question mark. Yeah, I know we can hear the clapping, but the clapping is there. Okay. All good. Okay. Anyways. Okay. What I was gonna ask again is, I know that both of you guys, Suplex and Social Fox in particular, you guys played against each other in OSAS. How was the bond there? I mean, you guys, I know Social Fox. The bond is a little bit bigger between you and Chocobo Yao, if knowers know that. So, how was the bond between you guys? How did you guys end up getting on the same team? Because I think a good story is like friend and like enemies turning into like friends. You know what I mean?
Friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I low-key don't even remember how we started talking. I think we like just queued one day randomly because we ran into each other in a Norms game and we just duoed. And I guess we just kept playing from there. And I was like, "Hey, so this ISS season is coming up. I plan to play with Lexar. Do you want to join?" And he said he was actually like he didn't want to because he didn't think that his other characters were ready for ISS. So he was really like hesitant on it until he finally came around and was like, "Sure, let's run it." And yeah.
Definitely. I mean, definitely the dream team matchup. I mean, hold up. Like when I initially like as a side tangent for me at least, when I ended up watching you guys play, I think not season 1, but week 1, I was like, holy smokes, this team in general, even if Social Fox wasn't playing, like if you had Cragley on that team instead of Social Fox, I mean, straight up, it would still be domination at least. I mean, you guys had insane chemistry and like it definitely worked out. And even playing the Dubu lineup, I mean, I wasn't expecting it. I was so hyped. I mean, you can even ask 2 other guys in the VC at least. I mean, straight up, I was like, holy smokes, we have a Dubu game finally. I can't wait to see it because like the last game, the last Heko game at least, it was like Mako Ford. I'm like, oh my god, yo, we're not coming back to this. Like we're glazing Malachi here, and I'm like, yo, what happened to Dubu Ford, bro? Is it just dog now? And then you guys pull it out. I'm like, holy smokes, it's so back. We're literally so back. So all good. You guys made my day at least. So if anything, to close it out on this a magnificent Friday before Thanksgiving at least, what are you guys most thankful for? In general, this could be a shout out or anything. So this is technically going through the shout out part. So Lexar, if you want to start, what are we most thankful for? All good. You guys got the stage.
I am thankful for these two. This is actually, I think, my first time playing with Suplex instead of against him. So it's been so fun. And Social Fox I have known for a long time, and I've played with them on and off for a long time. So I am so thankful that I'm able to play with both of these goats. I'm also thankful that I'm able to play with my goat Cragley, and I love my friend group altogether. They're so much fun.
You guys can keep going. You guys can like build off each other. Doesn't matter. I mean, this is all your stage. You guys got
I'm thankful to the subs in our team because I know there were times that I couldn't make it, and it was really good that we just didn't get disqualified for that. Shout out Michaela, Cragley, Jackie Chance. Yeah.
Both goats.
I'm thankful for Social Fox and Lexar. They're both amazing teammates. They hold it down on defense. And Social Fox is a goat on offense. He's always picking up my mistakes, especially on the IME. And also Mikaela and Jackie Chance for being the goat subs and always cheering us on in the group chat. And Mikaela especially for subbing with Social Fox had to go like dinner or something. And Craigley was helping a lot too with like he would help with like coaching and like game plans and comps and stuff. So thankful for him too. Oh, and one more. Respect C3 sucks at this game. I'll die on that hill.
Bro,
Yeah, say
the beat-
that.
Toxic Butch, yo, we're on stream, guys. Come on, gotta be positive. Pushing positivity.
Oh boy. Yeah, Knowers know me and Craigley both started playing season 4 OSAS, so I've been here for a long time, and this is actually my first ever Sony W, so I'm thankful for that as well. Even if no one else cares about it, I do.
No, you deserve it, bro. You deserve it.
I do have another question. Do you guys play with the team for Launchpad? Any like future plans with this current roster?
I am currently going into Launchpad next week with a
He's-
different team.
Yeah, he's
That's
playing.
pretty
I'm as far as I know, you're playing with Jack Limestone and Flop or Angel
Yep.
Tears. And then I think Suplex is playing with Craigley and Lexar for Launchpad, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Me and
Okay.
Craigley.
He nailed it on the bag. Smile. All good.
Well, congrats. Anything else you gotta say? As a someone who's been in this position before, it's really nice to finally get that first W. So hold it tight.
Oh, I will be. Don't worry.
Okay.
Really have anything else to say? I'm just glad
I
we
get
won.
Taco Bell after this because I won.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
hell yeah, let's go.
Guys, enjoy your Taco Bell. Congrats again, and it was really nice seeing you guys play. Really good stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Okay, so Launchpad's in the future now. It's in the 29th next week.
Yep.
Be a lookout for that. There's 3 Launchpads. There should be one on the 29th, then the following week, and the week after that. Then Liftoff would be soon after that as well. I don't know the exact date, but if you guys want to make it, have a chance to make an announcement, it's time for Launchpad, support the community, and obviously play with Mega Strikers.
Oh yeah.
W stuff. I
That was my
got it.
outro. That was my
Okay,
outro.
Okay. Goodbye,
At least I
everyone.
tried to.
Good try.
I mean, have a good night.
All good.